Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John.
I'm Claire.
That's Ted over there. I think the kittens haven't quite joined us yet. So it's been your true nerd, and welcome to Tiny Glade. And I'm aware it's Wednesday, not Thursday. Now, I know what day of the week it is. Claire didn't. Claire got very confused about days of the week earlier this week, because you took a different day. Your weekend was an odd shape this last...
It's been fireworks season in the UK.
Yeah, we've had to move things around in order to facilitate cuddling a dog, because Ted does not like fireworks. Yeah.
He's done much better this year than in previous years. He did
so much better than last year, bless him.
But also, like, you know...
Yeah.
He did much better, but he still needed to be cuddled a large amount of times, so... I ended up taking Tuesday off and working like more days but shorter, so I had only one day off this week, and then it was
Then you got very confused about what day it was. Yeah. And then, okay, shall we tell the horrifying truth first, or shall we start with the really nice lie?
Well, I mean, I think...
Let's start with a really nice lie. You're right. Good shout, Claire. This is Claire's fault if it's go wrong. So, Claire came up with the wonderful idea that tonight might be a really nice night for a chilled out live stream. And I don't just mean in the sense where I say it's chilled out live stream, then it goes to hell. I mean, natural, proper chill. I think it would be actually quite difficult to turn Tiny Glade into a stressful game. You might wonder why there's no music in the background. Tiny Glade's one of those delightful games. You don't see this very much anymore, but I find it quite charming when you find it, where if the game's not, like, front and centre, like the primary window that you're in, the game just throws a fit and says, "What do you mean I'm not currently the centre of attention? Good day to you, sir!" Then crashes. New Vegas does this too. So it crashes if it's not the primary window. So until I'm actually playing the game, I've not actually opened Tiny Glade. So we're going to open that in a second. But, yeah, sorry, I got distracted there for a second. But Clay gave me the idea that it would be a good idea to do a little kind of super actual chilled out live stream tonight, because I felt like could be some people dotted around the world who might appreciate that. I'm not going to say this is like, a politics-free zone and you must not mention the election or whatever. It's like, but, we're not going to be talking about it. Like,
I'm tired because there's been so many bloody fireworks.
This is just going to be a chill stream about providing adequate housing for sheep. That's what we're going to be doing.
And ducks.
Yeah, and this is also a game where Clay gets to be the expert, because you've got super into Tiny Glade.
Yeah.
You've got super into Tiny Glade, so you know how it all fits together. I
mean, I got super into Tiny Glade in the last few days when I was, like, cuddling a dog a lot, and it really helped me in that time when I was kind of grappling with, people are terrible because they keep doing fireworks even though they know that dogs and vulnerable people don't like it.
Yeah.
So I feel like it helps when you've got some feelings.
So that's the convenient PR story that we're putting out about this stream. This, however, is a retcon. This is a retcon. And the secret behind the scenes truth is, I sat down and thought, I know, we need to get caught up on Stellaris, because there's been multiple updates, because obviously we didn't look at Cosmic Storms during the Absolutely Impossible run. I was like, okay, so there's Cosmic Storms, and there's Grand Archive, and then I sat down, but there's also new civics, like there's the new Beastmaster civic, where it's all about. So, okay, I'm just going to sit down, I'm just going to make a quick, easy, short, simple video on Stellaris that covers 2 separate DLCs and a separate playstyle that was an additional bit of Grand Archive. And it got a bit out of hand. Got a little bit out of hand.
Because it's Stellaris.
Yeah.
And it's you.
Little bit out of hand. So we sat down, I was like, I'm not sure this could be edited today. So that's going to be tomorrow, probably. That's probably going to be tomorrow.
Do you want to tell them how long of it is edited so far?
I don't know. I've done the first 10 minutes. I don't know how much more you've done.
I've pre-cut for you and first pass kind of going very, very fast. The first 18 so far.
18.
So you see, we're quite far behind from being able to actually release it tonight, whether or not I figured,
look,
time.
it will not be out till like 2 a.m. if I try to do it there. So, okay, we'll do that tomorrow. We'll do the stream today. Then Claire came up with the brilliant idea. Look, it might be a nice idea to do a stream today anyway. So there we go. So there's hopefully going to be some nice... That's true, actually. During the quiet moments when you're not doing the stream, you've probably got an editing program on that laptop, so just get on with editing.
I don't, because this laptop is not, like, actually beefy enough to do video editing. Because it's just optimized to be quiet and not have a loud fan. And also, we only have so many licenses that we can use without having to pay for more licenses.
Okay, so we'll do 5 minutes on, 5 minutes off. So you spend 5 minutes here, then you go and do 5 minutes editing, and you just move between the two.
Yeah, that way the chair will be too loud, though.
That's fine. You can just stand at your standing desk. You don't need to be sitting.
Dick.
You've got a standing desk.
No, that's true, I do.
True. You can stand at your standing desk. Don't give me that. So there we go. Claire's just going to be in and out 5 minutes editing Stellaris here and work and back
as
occasionally.
You know, I'm very good at stopping Tiny Glade, stopping myself from paying attention to Tiny Glade.
That's true. I can't actually send you away because I need you to tell me how to play the game. Though I will say one thing that's really nice. Let's see if this actually works. We're going to try and open Tiny Glade and see if this actually works correctly. Come on, work correctly, Tiny Glade. Let's see if we can make this work and don't immediately crash. All right, here we go. There's Tiny Glade. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And it's remembered the stuff I did in the demo.
Oh yeah, it's very good for that.
It remembered the shit I did in the demo. So
except now your Tiny Glade is a little bigger.
Yeah, Tiny Glade is indeed a little bit bigger. So I like that the sheep is just trapped. Just gonna pet the sheep. Happy sheep. The sheep appears to just be... The sheep is struggling to get down. This is what we're doing. No, he's just going further up. He's just going further up. No, he's going... This is not the best way to get down, sheep. Sheep, you sure this isn't good? There we go, the sheep is... The sheep's got stuck. The sheep is stuck. No, back up again, back up again. The sheep is now just trying to... He's going up, he's going over the top. Can the sheep make it all the way up to the top? He's going! The sheep is now higher up than any part of the structure. This is a fascinating way for the sheep to navigate out of the castle. He just lives up here. But now he's made it over, he's probably going to make his way down. So, actually, presumably her. Male sheep and rams, they've all got horns, right? Do all male sheep have little horns?
Presumably?
Do all male sheep? I mean, they don't have them when they're baby. Like, when they're baby lambs. Male baby lambs don't have horns.
That might be a lammy lamb, but don't tell Ted, because he loves lammy lamb.
No, this sheep is just determined to keep on, this sheep is just determined to keep flying today. This sheep has discovered the secret.
That's how we know this sheep is a girl sheep, is Mary Poppins sheep.
Yeah, that's... Oh, there we go. It got down. It went to go to hang out with its friend.
Damn it, John, you've already made Tiny Glade stressful!
Will the sheep get down? Oh god, no, sheep! Don't do it, sheep! Don't jump! It's fine.
Sherp Ball Space Program.
So there we go.
Hey! Axelfack and his pun have had their baby.
Oh, congratulations.
Baby girl that we shall be calling Sproglet.
Excellent.
On the internet.
It's a good name.
Yes.
So, yes, obviously this, like, area that's all empty. This was basically the area you had to play with in a demo. Now we've got all this area up to here, the white lines. You can also, if you zoom right in, you get, like, a little view through the forest, which is kind of cool. So kind of like that. So you can kind of literally kind of see your structure through the forest as you get close to it. So you kind of emerge over towards your castle, which I quite like. I like kind of getting in right there.
Did the time of day change when you were first playing this?
I can't remember whether it moved or whether I manually moved it.
Yeah, because it just kind of carries on and changes as you're building.
Yeah.
Kind of, unless you...
Do lights come on? Yeah, lights come on automatically.
Unless you use the padlock to, like, keep it at the same time. It's quite cute, yeah.
I think I'll kind of keep it in, like, a very warm afternoon sun. So we've got a whole bunch of new space. We've got a whole bunch of new toys. So obviously,
also, if you use the cog icon at the top there,
that's just settings, isn't it?
Yeah, just click it.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you go to, like, say, new.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Give me
No,
this.
it'll keep it for you. It'll save it automatically.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm sitting here.
Yeah, but I just wanted to show you that there are loads of different, like, settings you can pick.
Oh, fair enough.
There's, like, a winter and a summer and a flowery glade and, like, a Halloween glade.
Ah, but you can't do... Yeah, you can't retroactively apply that, presumably.
Yes, you can, actually, I think. I think you can do it. I saw
I'm not
a video
deleting my
on it.
castle. You're just...
No, you're not deleting... I'm not...
Claire's destroying my beautiful, beautiful fake
John, I'm not talking
castle.
about deleting your castle.
Claire still wants to delete my castle.
Why are you making the chill stream stressful? I'm not wanting to delete your castle.
So yeah, if you want, like, you know, if you want to be Halloween, it's Alt F3. For snow, it's Alt F4. There we go. Claire just sees the mouse. But she doesn't know how to use it because she can't figure out...
The mouse of production!
But she can't figure out... Claire's literally sees the mouse. I don't appreciate this. What are you doing? Stop it!
Now you can change it if you want.
Ooh.
But it keeps the same.
Kind of like the... Wait, so that was in load?
Yeah.
Why is that in the load menu?
Because you're reloading the one that you're currently on.
Why is that one? You say flowery.
This is Olden.
Oh, that was old. That was Olden. Okay, that's the weird thing to be in that menu.
I think it's because they like kind of retconned it, like they didn't have it built in at the start that you could change like that, something existing.
Okay, Clara's indeed seized the means of production. What was supposed to be the chill stream, and then the mysterious X.
I think is the like seasonal one. I think it's Halloween currently.
Yeah.
Yeah, the winter one is just snowing all the time, so which I find a little bit distracting when I'm trying to build a thing, but
yeah, fair enough. Well, I'm sticking with summer.
All right.
I like Miss Summer.
There will not be a simultaneous Dystopia stream, though.
No, there will not.
Ugh.
Now, hang on. If I want to, yes, get rid of trees. Obviously, we just need to deforest the local area. We can put trees up later again. I kind of feel like, you know, so we've got a big amount of space to fill here. I feel like just step one, I just kind of want a moat. There really was not space for a moat previously.
Ooh,
If that's
moat.
biggest you can do. I don't go on the absolute biggest. I can go a little bit small around here.
I mean, you can just layer it anyway. But
I mean,
yeah.
it's really like, I feel like this is not the most threatening moat that's ever existed. Like, I feel like if hordes of barbarians on a horseback wanted to storm the castle, like, in many ways, this would not stop them. Like, I feel like it never really gets deep. It's
I think it's not. I think the kind of like, you know, the ethos of this game is not hordes of barbarians are going to show up.
Well, how do you think the castle got destroyed? This is
the mists of time, John.
Well, the mists of time don't act like this, do they? They don't knock out the back of the castle, but leave the front fully standing. It's clearly been an uneven level of destruction going on here. Clearly not.
Put slaughterfish in the moat.
I assume that's what these are. These are. Oh, hang on. They actually respond to the cursor. Do you guys just respond to the cursor? Oh, they do as well.
Ooh.
They actually respond. The ducks don't, but the fish do.
I think you can pet the ducks, though. No.
Presumably to not be in a mode.
Just left click to not be in a mode.
There we go. You can indeed pet the ducks. They produce different hearts. Now, can I make like an actual like a bridge that's like a drawbridge, like a wooden bridge, or if I is that just like a path?
No, the path will produce some little stones that like little stepping stones. However, the way you can like, there's not a bridge tool right now, but the way you can DIY a bridge is by using like a house.
Is by maybe connecting two houses together.
No, just make a rectangle house.
Hang on, what's the? Yeah, I'll just put you there, just right by the edge. And we'll put you a little bit up, my friend. No.
Left click.
Thank you. This is what Claire said. Claire actually knows the controls.
Yeah, and then so if you
Wait, how do I make this level go up without not meaning the roof? I don't want the roof to go up and down. I want this level to go up.
So that's that at the side, yeah.
So we see this to be here. And if I just create a path between these two, then I delete the building.
No, it's not a path. It's another building. You just need to do... another rectangle building, and then remove the roof, flatten it, and stretch it across, and it can act as a bridge. Like, you've seen the bridges I've made in my ones.
I was mostly paying attention. You... Hang on.
I've been playing Tiny Glade, and I know I was showing in my Tiny Glades, and I was happy about them, and you weren't paying attention. Okay, so if you left click and then use the...
Raise you, get rid of you.
Yeah, exactly.
And then just get you across to here. It's a bit of a... It's not quite the elegant little dainty wooden bridge I was hoping for.
Yeah, but that's just because you didn't make it elegant or dainty.
Well, we're going to daintify it then, aren't we? That's absolutely fine. Is it just...
Why are you making it this tall anyway?
It's not going to be this tall, ultimately. Although...
What do you want to do?
There we go. That's looking a little bit nicer already. But now, can I just bring you down a bit? If I bring you to... Aha! I want it to be like that. Okay. You can then just be deleted.
Yeah, he didn't need to be here in the first place, but you delete with the eraser tool.
He just literally erased the...
with the eraser tool and then the hammer, and you just hammer it.
Nice.
So, okay. And then if you draw a path towards this building...
Yeah.
Just a path towards that building, it will make some steps. On this side, and on that side, you just need to stretch it so it goes into the other building.
Okay.
But I think it might be the full length. That might be the full length.
I might just slightly... I might just like raise the land a little bit here. I might just do some land raising around here.
Or you might need to like move the water a tiny bit. Because I think that the bridge is too... The bridge can't go any longer because the building can't be longer than this. So you just need to move the bridge a tiny bit so it goes into the wall.
I'll just kind of move the... I'm just going to bring you back out the way for a second so I can grow some more land here. I think I need to just straight up grow some land in this. But then again, I think I might like remove water.
Yeah.
I need to remove water here as well. So hang on. Water. A little bit of water. Yeah, there we go. I think I just need to remove some water here. Put to there. And then try and now path in.
Yeah, there we go. And did you say you wanted the sides of it to be wooden?
Ideally, yeah. How'd you change the material?
So you go to the paint palette tool. And then if you go to, the bits at the side. So you can either remove it or you can, make them wooden.
Do you want it to be black? Can it be entirely wood, though? If I want the base to be wood.
No, I don't think we have that yet.
Is it only, I want the entire thing to be... Because I'm not sure I want it to be a blend of wood and whatnot. Wait, what's that recolouring? Is that the grout?
No, that's the colouring of the side of the wall.
Yeah, because technically this is a long flat building.
Yeah.
This is a long flat building.
So it's like a what's it called? Like a render. Or something. But yeah, because you've got the path next to your... Because you've got the path next to your bridge going into here.
Yeah.
That's why it's made some steps next to the bridge.
That's fine. That lets the ducks get up. I don't want the ducks... What? The ducks... I need to be able to get down to give bread to the ducks.
You're so cute, and I love you so much.
There we go. So that's all absolutely fine. Admittedly, it's not the safest bridge in a way. Like, I feel like a child could fall off this very easily, and that could do some damage to the ducks potentially.
I mean, I feel like it's not the safest castle because it's half in ruins, but whatever, Jordan.
That's true in a way as well. Yes. So yes, we've got a little thing there. So now we could actually extend this and, like, you know, have a bit more of a town sort of a thing going on. So I feel like, you know, given we've got this going here, so okay, I'm gonna clear out all the trees around here, and we'll start building around here, and we'll work from there.
Yeah, you can only clear in the building area.
Yeah, which is fine. So this tree gets to live. This tree has very wisely
decided to mostly be outside of the building area.
Yeah, decided to just mostly be outside the building area. That if I build a path, like maybe a thick path, because we're kind of now leaving the thing and everything. If it goes to the end, does it create... Oh, I was hoping it would, like, extend. It would, like...
Yeah,
it would,
but
like...
I think most people, like, will still put a slight ring of trees all the around the side.
You kind of veil the end.
You can kind of blend it.
Yeah, you can veil the end a little bit right there, so that's all absolutely fine. But I feel like, yeah, you're gonna want to, like, a proper thick path going up to there. In fact, if you extend the path a little bit around there, then it looks a bit neat because then you've got steps coming in every direction.
Yeah.
Which is kind of nice. So I kind of like, yeah, that there, because then you've just got more steps going up. So I kind of feel like you've got that coming in, and then I feel like you've also got a path that's going to kind of lead back a little bit more in this direction. We'll kind of do something with those spaces.
Nice.
As time goes by, we'll definitely still have, you know, plenty of trees floating around the back and whatnot. So we've got, we've got the same. Yeah, we've got fences. Fences. I don't think I had fences.
Fences are new, I think.
Fences are new. They were not in the demo. So if I just put that there.
Yeah. So if you go across the path.
Fence boobs.
Fence Madonna pointy bra.
Yeah. There we go.
If you go across the path, as you can see, you've got some little slightly taller bits of the fence.
Yeah, they form like a little kind
gate
of
or whatever.
archway, which is kind of cool. So okay, yeah, you can form like little arch things there. So we don't really want all of you. So get rid of. Hang on, is that get rid of? Yeah, anything that's in that tab. So that's.
You know you can undo.
Where's the undo?
Just Z.
Is it just Control Z?
Yeah.
Yay! Kind of broke my bridge a bit there. But that's fine. Just get rid of them. Get rid of that. There we go. So that's absolutely fine. So okay. We've got the little thing there. There should be like a little introductory. Ooh. How would I make it? Okay, what if I want it to be a wider thing than that? Because now it's in 3.
That's gonna be tricky, I think, with the wooden fence. Mm-hmm. Are you trying to do like a little arch that's over the door?
A bigger arch. Yeah,
yeah.
A wider arch.
I think you want to do that in stone rather than wood.
Stone rather than wood, potentially. Yeah, I see the advantage there potentially. I'll just have like one in the middle. One in the middle is not that much. I mean, maybe for safety, we should have like a little fence all the way round the water.
That sure.
Just like, you know, just to make sure the barbarians don't fall in. Like, just FYI, barbarians. That really forms a little gateway there. That's very nice, actually.
Yeah, that's just because it touches the path. Because you've extended the path to the side.
I'm kind of okay with that. Because that's like, hey, this is how you get down to the ducks.
To feed the ducks,
That's how you get down to the ducks, right there. So that I'm okay with, actually.
So if you wanted to build a stone arch, like, in front of the steps, you'd use the stone wall, or like a... Yeah, try putting a building on that path, like a...
Just literally dump it
right, because
yeah,
that's got the doors.
Yeah.
But if you take the path tool now,
yeah,
and go like some more through it,
and go through it,
yeah, some more, like
it might need to be made fatter, so for the actual path for it to be able to exist, because this is like the widest path.
Yeah, but I mean, then it might make. I was just trying to make it make an arch. I can't remember exactly how it works.
Yeah.
Maybe it needs to be like raised up a tiny bit. I'm not sure.
Or if the path needs to be a bit narrower. Yeah, it doesn't quite like that at the minute. Oh, hang on.
Yeah.
It did form a little mini arch there.
Yeah, so if you use the wall tool to build a wall.
I kind of just like that in its own way, actually. I'm kind of okay with just having, like, you know, a couple of them. But if, though, I would like it to be...
You want it to have the arches.
I kind of like it having the arches. I might have build paths to make it happen.
Exactly.
It's too tall. It is too tall. We're going to have to definitely significantly shrink it. But I kind of like it just having the arches, like, right there.
Yeah.
Can you just copy in this game? Can you just use Control-C and Control-V?
We do not have copy yet.
We do not have... Yeah, have you been reading cooking patch notes?
No.
Alright, we need a much...
It's a good game, John, okay?
Mm-hmm. We'll just put you next to your friend so we can verify you're the same size, roughly, and then... You must be... That must be about the same. Put you there. There we go.
That's very cute.
Little watchtowers you can actually walk through to get through to the ducks. That's like they're kind of be... I like the impression they'd be like propped up. Like this castle's not been well built, so like just hidden from view from you coming to castle. Like we literally prop these up with wood because they're very badly built. Like because I designed this castle, so as a result, like the fencing is literally holding these up.
If there's anyone out there who is deeply bothered by the fact that he's built one of these on top of the other and it's like poking through and he's not fixed it.
What do you mean one on top of the other?
Well, you've put the towers on top of the fencing and then you've not removed the fencing or hidden the fencing inside the towers.
Yeah, it's supposed to be it's a support. It's keeping it propped up because otherwise they'd fall over. This is my tower. It's
my friends,
it's extraordinarily badly built.
I too hate it.
Yeah. What I kind of want to build like something that's like reaching over. Like there's this defensive moat, but then someone like builds a structure that kind of tries to break in an incredibly elaborate building.
Yeah,
like,
we can do that.
Like
we
you know, like the princess's boyfriend's got a house here,
and like go into the tower
and builds an incredibly dumb ramshackle building. That's kind of over here. There we go. You've ruined it for the chat now. No one was bothered for it before, but now you've pointed out they can see it. Now they can't unsee it, and that's your fault.
I'm so sorry, traitorous turncoat.
Mm-hmm.
Tis hard to say. Any hoozle. Yeah, we can do that. That's a very fun idea.
Yeah, I'm having someone who's trying to break into the princess's tower. Right there, I think I'm definitely starting with that sort of thing. So we've got towers. Is that literally just walls?
Yeah, but cross over the path to have a look at what it does.
Infinity wall, and yeah, it just forms a little gateway there. Obviously.
And then if you raise it up and down,
you can put it in water. That's nice.
Yeah.
How far can you keep going down? Yeah, that's nice. You go down back multiple stages. That's nice. And then, yeah, what was raising up and down?
If you take the wall and, like, you can obviously raise it up and down.
And make it, pointy.
Yeah.
It makes star forts. Artillery star forts and tiny cracks.
Well, you've cut it.
Yeah.
So that now if you're editing one bit, you're not editing the other bit because you've used the scissors to cut it.
Mm-hmm. At some point it gets impractically tall for how thick it is. At that point, I feel like the wall should be thicker.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, that's an impractical wall. At that point, that's become a highly impractical. And no, not you. You go up. Wait, thank you. Right. So we're starting off with just a classic little structure. So I feel like this is just going to be like a normal house. That's been built up slightly ridiculously. Though also there should be is because obviously he's built this house here and he's going up to see his girlfriend in the tower. He's gonna set up a little garden so we can grow fresh flowers.
Nice.
So there's gonna be like a little fresh flower garden right here. And you should have like we're gonna deliberately put like a very slim path up to here so that if I continue that, it'll actually create a little kind of it'll create that arch. There we go. We have some flowers. There we go.
Lovely.
He's got a lovely little flower garden.
Very nice.
Right there. Now, presumably, what we've also got to do is he's got to, like, you know, buy some... Is that literally just pop a tree up? Yeah.
Yeah, but I believe, depending on how long you maybe hold the cursor or something, it does something different.
Doesn't look like it. I think, like, he's got to make sure he doesn't get seen doing this, because, like, you know, that's a good way of being a hung, drawn, and quartered. And not in the fun way. So, yeah, he's got to, like, you know, he's got to like, put a little... inside the thing. He's definitely got to, like, you know, put up a little, like, screen trying to hide what's going on here. So, okay. Then we just need to build out a series of, like, increasingly elaborate, convoluted secondary
I feel like you might
want
to do the trees after you've done the convoluted extra buildings, because that might make it a bit more difficult to build.
Oh, do you? Is that what you think? Is that what you think? Well, actually, I think you'll find.
No, I mean, obviously you can do it. I just feel like it might be more pleasant.
A bit more of a flat roof here. This is going to be, like, slightly...
And yeah, you can now change them individually, so you could have, say, the top be, like, the wooden stuff.
Okay. I thought you already could do that, but...
You can, but now it'll look like you have a bottom made of brick and the top made of stone.
Okay, so we'll just have, like, a little bit like that. The kind of, you know, it has to be reinforced, because we're bending the laws of physics a little bit here. And then he has to build a tower on the side over to here. Just like a little tower. Just like, probably like a flat tower. Yeah, there we are. Some stilts. This is going to be, I think, a flat top tower. And that's going to be fine. I'm going to shrink that right down. So, yeah, just make that a little bit more. It's probably like a ladder. It's probably like a ladder inside it. Right there. It's not gonna be all the way. It's you know, he's not that good as an engineer. This is me level of engineering right here. So he's got his house and he's built his little extension. And he's built an extension on his extension. Then we've got to build a house on that. Beautiful. So we need to make that okay. So we'll start off by putting this on the top. Start off by putting it on the top right there. And we'll work from there. And then what we'll do is we will rotate you. Though I kind of like it being not quite centered. Like he's realized, okay, shit, I've not lined this up right.
Well, okay, so what tower is his girlfriend in? There's two towers.
He doesn't know.
I mean,
she's bad at direction. She's like you. She's very bad at giving direction.
She's like, yoo-hoo, out of the window, and he forgot which one.
She's like, it's the left. Wait, which one's the left one? Claire's very bad at directions. I want you to know this. So we're just going to, like, have this up to here. Then we're going to shrink this right down. Shrink this right down to be really off the edge here. So there we go. So we're going to have this right down to the absolute narrowest we can have it. It's like about the same length. Then we're going to have this, yeah, go up a little bit here. It's got to be connected, obviously. It's going to be connected at the top. That's absolutely fine. Then we're just going to go a little bit of this direction. We can't go too far. Like, I think we'll like have it like to here. And we've got to have, obviously at this point, we've got to have. Hang on, where's doors?
So doors are made by putting windows down where a door would be. Oh, your building's not tall enough, I don't think.
That's fair enough. It needs to be just about tall enough for a door to exist. I'm okay with that.
And if you put a window in the floor, that's a trapdoor.
Yeah. So that's how he gets up here.
But yeah, I think if you actually were to lower that top building a tiny bit,
yeah,
and put it a tiny bit more into the tower, you might be able to make that one stilt here disappear.
That's fine. I'm okay with like wonky inconsistent stilts. I'm okay with this. That's absolutely fine.
I'm gonna need to do some playing at some point because this is bothering.
This is my version of playing. This is my version of playing. So this is I want my stupid towers to not look right. So okay. Then what I really need to do, yeah, ideally, is create. Can just like have things up here? Can you like how kind of use the? No, you can't have.
What do you want to put up there?
I was thinking like I just want to try the most ramshackle thing I can come up with. So really, what I need is like a wonky looking bridge. I need to make the wonkiest looking bridge imaginable, and I'm just gonna play with this down here. Like if I
think you just crushed a sheep.
I think let's say we gave that sheep a home. That's that. So does this always have to be circular, or can you make it like ovaloid?
No, it's always circular.
It always has to be circular. Okay, so that's fine. I'm so sorry, sheep. I'm really sorry. That was a mistake. I didn't mean to crush you, but the sheep seemed fine with it, so that's fine. So then what we need to do.
Oh, dear.
Another building.
Hello, neighbor level engineering. Will this build be equally terrifying as the house flipper stream? Thanks, John. It looks so bad.
It doesn't look bad. It looks fine. And now we're kind of getting into he's just building like a little. He's just building a really the thinnest little thing we can. Yes.
You know when you said you couldn't remember what tower your girlfriend was in?
Yeah.
That very random guy says, I hate it when I forget whether my girlfriend is in Barad-dûr or Minas Morgul.
So dumb.
Yes, I love it.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Okay, and then once again we're just gonna have like a little trapdoor, here. So now we've got that. So now he's just built that over to here, and then obviously we've got to have
it's a private helipad.
A really slim window here. How do I make that into the? Yeah.
Into the what? I don't think this one has a door.
Yeah, but if you keep it going, it just gets longer.
Yeah, it just gets longer. You can always stack the windows 1, 2, or 3.
So we kind of have to squeeze through. I feel like there shouldn't like be a regular window. We have to literally like squeeze through here.
Yeah. That's a window for a cat right there.
Yeah, and I assume these can be like pennants.
Yes, so you know how if you put 2 windows next to each other that have laundry, it goes across?
Yeah.
The same is true with pennants, basically.
Just hang these on anything, yeah, in theory. So we've kind of got these here, but I kind of just want like that to be some like incredibly difficult, final, awkward-looking jump at the very end here. I'm not sure quite how I'm going to do that with this beautiful house right here. Like I just need the sense of a final jump that needs to be made.
That's kind of hard because I'm not sure. I think here's how I think you could do it.
Yeah.
I think you could make another platform to kind of layer a tiny bit over the existing one at the end. Yeah. But with the recolor tool.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do something similar to that. Yeah, I'm going to just do like a very similar but slightly wider one at the very, very end.
But you can, with the recolor tool, you can make it be a platform that doesn't have... you can make it be the platform without the crenellations.
Yeah, that's good. That is interesting. Yeah. Just get rid of you. Yeah.
So then if you layer it, if you like move it a tiny bit so that it's over the end bit there. Yeah.
There we go.
And if you were to want it to be a little bit less obvious that you've added another one, you just make it the exact same size.
And then, can you not just have a lamp on the ground?
I mean, yes, but you're not on the ground. This is the roof of a building.
Okay. Should we just have like random chimneys? Excellent. Kind of just like random chimney. That's true.
But yeah, normally, I'm not sure if you might.
On the side of the after the banister there or something. Going on there, interestingly. Oh, hang on, yes it can. It just didn't look like. It looked like that was the, hey, you can't put that there, because it was in red, but actually it was fine. It
you
actually
can just
can't.
put
Yeah,
it on the ground.
I just thought it looked like that was like, hey, you can't
Fair
do that
enough.
because it looked like it was actually red. So that's like, that's the little kind of the lantern that he leaves there to help him when it's all dark and whatnot. Once again, it's not symmetrical at all, as you can clearly see there. It's not the right size, but
That's fine. I don't mind that at all.
He had to build that like that because he didn't know what room his girlfriend was in.
Yeah, and he might break into like her dad's bedroom on accident.
Exactly. So he has to make sure, and he has a lantern to kind of like shine it to make sure it's his girlfriend and not her twin sister Olga, who plays the trombone. Which is less good.
Is she bad at the trombone?
Mm-hmm. I just feel like it's not a sexy instrument. I mean, I feel like a trombone is an instrument that's played by a quirky sidekick in a detective novel. I don't think anyone's ever caught the eye of someone playing a trombone on the far side of the room and being like, I want to get in that person's pants. Like, guitar, trumpet,
obviously.
fine. Violin, absolutely. Any stringed instrument, plenty of woodwind. Trombone? No. Like saxophone, 100%.
But can you...
French horn just for the novelty, yes. I think trombone is the absolute bottom of the sexy instrument thing.
Some people are into that.
The trombone players in the chat are going to be furious at me. I'm so sorry.
But how about, though, the, like, quirky, not like the other girl's girl in like, a movie?
That's true.
Aubrey
Plaza would play the trombone.
Metal working in her garage or something.
True. Yeah.
Don't you think?
I mean, they literally gave a trombone. They literally gave a trombone to Lanky Kong in Donkey Kong 64.
Lol. Anyway,
I just feel like people who play the trombone are doing it for the love of the trombone and not because they're trying to get laid. Like, if we factored in how many instruments do you start learning because you're looking to get laid, trombone is towards the lower end of that spectrum.
Is that why you learned the violin?
I was like 9 at the time, Claire.
I know, that's why it's funny.
Someone has never heard a really good jazz trombonist. Very good point.
Yeah, that's from Yankees fan who's been a member for a year. And yeah, I mean, when I was at university, there was like a, improv jazz band that played at a local bar.
Trombonely fan.
Trombonely fan is very good. And I mean, I don't know. I can't remember if there was a trombone. They played various instruments. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure, in retrospect, looking back upon it, I'm sure they might have been fuckboys, but I was very into one of them.
Wow.
What?
No, I don't want to do that. I want there to be a raised section here, but how do I get rid of the legs so there can be a bigger, fatter tower on top of this tower?
So you
without there being a leg.
You sit it on top of it and make it touch.
Yeah.
But you also make it not come out. You make it come out sufficiently. Like, you make it come out a little less.
The legs. Ah. Okay, cool.
Is that where the bazooka is to kill the...
Well, it's not going to be that big ultimately. It's one of the ones. I just felt like it didn't look right as it was, so I felt like it just needed to have like a bigger. Then again, I kind of like it having a ridiculously. I just kind of like that.
You've kind of shaped the house a little bit like,
I was gonna like shrink it down and be like,
kind of giving it.
It's just gonna be like that. But I kind of like it being excessively large. I kind of like it being excessively large. So we might have to do something with that. I'm kind of into that. The house is having a gigantic hat. That's where we're going with that. That's good. I'm kind of. In fact, I kind of want to. No. Hang on. I want to keep that going now. So we'll have that a little bit.
Yeah, you can definitely do what you're thinking about doing, I think.
You can't prove you know what I'm thinking about doing.
Yeah, you're thinking about keeping that going so that it makes like an inverted triangle.
You can't prove that that's exactly what I'm thinking about.
I mean, that's exactly what you're gonna do.
No. I might not be. I might be doing something else. I might be doing something entirely else, but I need to do it carefully step by step.
So I don't see what you're doing.
So that so that the it doesn't gain feet each time. It needs to.
Yeah.
It needs to be lowered onto the thing.
Oh my god! Are you going to make it lean towards the two towers?
Well, like it's her dad going like, "What?
Yeah, exactly.
Young lady, what is this?"
Anyway,
I kind of prefer it leaning forward actually, because I feel like that, like if you're approaching, like I feel it's quite ominous if the castle's like leaning over you.
I mean, yeah.
I mean that's actually, you know what, I'm kind of into that. That I might have a play with. Claire.
Yeah, whilst you have a play with that, because the whole thing about this game is layering bits like carefully together.
Claire's used the word layering several times to describe this game. It's her word of the day. Claire's enjoyed the word layering.
It's because it's the kind of thing that like made me understand. It's the concept that made me understand how this game works and made me have a lot of fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, fine. Shout out to Alana who gave us £2 and they say thank you for the birthday stream and love to the pets.
Oh, happy birthday, Alana.
Indeed, happy birthday, and the pets are absolutely doing fine. I've got lots of pet pictures that I sent myself on Google Drive so I can share it with all of you, so I'll be checking that in a little bit and making sure I'm sharing. But we've also got a message from P. Saw who gave us $2 and says, thank you, it is needed. Welcome back to Patreon as well.
Yes, the Patreon cast is going to happen. It's going to be great.
Renee gave us £15 and says, as I don't watch the Morrowind series, I decided to make up for lost watch time this way.
Nice.
Thank you very, very much indeed.
Morrowind is good, though. Morrowind's good.
Morrowind is
You're missing out on a good time. I'll suggest you're missing out on a good time if you're missing out on Morrowind.
John's designs are scaring the fish.
They might be, you know. It's true that fish might theoretically be scared off by this.
I thought you didn't want to have legs.
Yeah, but now I'm kind of liking that it's almost like it's creating like a giant ominous like looming pillar structure.
The thing is with me, every time I see this building specifically with the stone legs, I keep thinking it's like a stone what's called a stone the 80 whatnot from Star Wars.
AT-AT, the Imperial Walker, just for ease of reference. Yeah.
Listen, I knew my brain was supplying to me AT&T and I knew that was incorrect. Because that is the phone US phone network.
Yeah.
But yes. Anyway, I'm supposed to go to bed right now, says Page, sorry. But this build is like looking at a car wreck. Ugly, but you can't look away.
How dare you?
Dear, oh dear. Shout out to Shoestring Theory, who's been a member for 60 months. And says, this is exactly what I need today. Thank you, John and Claire. Wine11, who's been a member for 22 months. And says, I have been rewatching YOLO. What's
Sim Settlements 2. You know that series that you edit every single week and have done for the last year?
John, I never, ever abbreviate Sim Settlements.
That's
for
fair.
Obvious reason.
I see why, but it is something you've been working on for some time.
Yeah, and I always label it as Fallout Simset. Like
Simset, I've never used that. That's weird.
Yeah, I don't send it to you as Simset, obviously, because that would be annoying to you. But anyway, I've been rewatching YOLO and Sim Settlements as I start my first survival playthrough with the mod. This is better. Thank you for helping me feel less numb. So yeah, that's from Wine11, which I like that username, I have to say. And also Meep gave us $10 and said thank you for getting my mind off of everything.
You're very welcome. That was kind of the point of all of
11 likes. Indeed.
Then we can use this as like a really good environment to, like, you know, have. I mean, does that go way down? Can I make the? How do you make the pennants longer? If I want to really.
It just depends on where they're placed. I think they're short because they're not on a. I think they're short because they're on a short wall. If you put them on like a regular house wall.
Ah.
And they make bunting if you put them.
That's nice.
But yeah, just put a pennant on a different wall, like where the boyfriend.
Hang on. Back to pennants here. What's going on? Yeah, bunting.
Bunting.
That's nice. What do you want pennant? What do you want pennants over here?
Literally any building that's a bit tall can have tall pennants.
I see.
This is just because this building is short.
It's not short. It's a giant. It's like just a big.
I'm sorry. It's because the wall part of this building is short.
Yeah. It's not short. It's a good building.
Yeah, it's not the size of the building that matters, John.
Can we use get a structure? No, again, but we don't even really need a thing there. Like, if I wanted,
we don't need this in general.
How dare you? If you just have, can you just path up here? Ooh.
No.
That's pit down below. There was
paths are on ground level.
Yeah, paths are only on ground level.
And we don't have stairs yet, so if you want something that looks like stairs, you gotta make stairs carefully by using the
extremely small buildings.
Yeah.
Lol.
Which, like, I mean, you know.
There we go.
That is something that I enjoy and have done in other builds, but I'm not going to suggest it to you because it will hurt me when you do
I could see your experience, Sims player, having to deal with an appalling build system and just having to work around it for years.
Okay,
Lol.
This game has been out for 5 minutes, John.
Yeah.
Give them a little bit of grace. It's a small independent game that's been out for 5 minutes.
You're right. I was being mean to The Sims. I didn't mean to thereby being mean to this game.
The Sims 4 could never
do
something as tactile and satisfying as this.
It's quite like that. If you've got like, I mean, I kind of like this. Is just kind of this is just like the giant private deck.
This is so dumb.
Of the king. Right there. And it provides shade.
Just put a trapdoor so they can go up on the sunroof at least.
Look, it provides shade. Literally provides shade. Look at that. It's nice during the day. Like, I think the king built this because he was into growing.
He was you.
What's a plant that needs lots of shade?
I mean, most of them don't want loads of shade.
Shut up. Something wants shade.
Broccoli.
There we go. The king has decreed that because she's got a boyfriend, the princess must eat broccoli every day. No, it's spinach you hate.
Yeah, it is spinach I hate, and I was gonna say, don't threaten me with a good thing.
That's true. Broccoli's quite nice.
Yeah.
But you hate spinach, so the king is growing spinach in his shady garden to punish Princess Claire. For having a
terrible boyfriend.
Genius inventor boyfriend, John. This is my house.
Genius
This is where Princess. Oh, this is why you've got 2 towers. You've got one for Xena and one for Willow. And then you said we send notes to each other by releasing the cat with little notes.
Is this Ted's house? Did Ted build this?
There's an elegant, sophisticated tower for Xena, one for Willow. Ted's house! This feels like a dog kind of structure to me.
My dog is a bucket!
Yes. There we go. Chat's asking, can you play instead?
I mean...
My town is so good. I'm so glad I've actually introduced shade into this. This is excellent.
Let me check if I have pet pictures if pet pictures are on the Google Drive and I can share them with people. And then if you want to swap, I'm more than happy to like build something nice. But yes,
like that. What's the difference between these two?
That you can see that if you go on the bigger houses because it's the wall like it just has a little line of bricks that kind of almost denote a floor.
Ah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, do we want a different structure? I kind of I want this to be like a different, like a grey structure. And I feel like this should be like grey, like greyer up top here. I feel like we also need to we'll have to slightly make the a little bit more. There we go. Now we can see a little bit better the differential of the color. Oh, I've improved it so much. Like, look at that. Like, look at that. You come into this. You come into this town. You know this king means business.
It does have very, very Lord Farquaad vibes.
What? How dare you? How dare you make that implication?
Architecturally.
What I'm gonna do actually is I'm gonna make that a bit of that. Then I'm gonna add you and you. And the reason is now it looks like a crocodile.
Oh my god!
It looks like a really happy crocodile. That's really happy to see you.
Oh.
I want the windows to be much darker. They need to be way darker.
Yeah, the thing at the bottom is the color of the light from those windows at night.
Oh, it should be maybe a sinister red with a little kind of green. Yeah, that's it. That's the stuff. That's the stuff.
You know, if you want it to be a crocodile, you can also make all those shade things, all the shade platforms. You can change the colors of them, right?
The what platforms?
The shade platforms these shade platforms that form the crocodile face.
Yeah.
You know, you can put them in a green like stucco. Were you asking what those colors were? They are the stucco on the side of the wall.
I don't want it to be stucco. That would lack class.
Mm-hmm.
This needs to be a classy building.
This is a classy joint, Claire.
This is a classy alligator building. So if we just put that there, and then look at that. That's proper sinister. Look at that! Look at my alligator building.
I'm looking at it.
Wow, that is.
I love you so much.
Rude right there. Oh, my alligator building and the John house next to the Claire Tower.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Providing shade to the thing. Right there. Why are you there? I think I put some water here accidentally. It's already meant. There we go. Put some water there accidentally. Pet a sheep. Excellent. So, okay. The manor house has now been significantly improved because there is now a gigantic crocodile sculpture. Though we need to definitely have, like, more teeth. We're just going to use these to create more teeth off the side here. So create teeth all the way along. Though actually, technically, the teeth ought to be like, we should have the pennants right down at the bottom. Because then the teeth actually are going to,
That's cute.
Then they will actually droop down as if they were teeth. So we're going to get rid of the...
What are you looking to do?
Get rid of the decorations.
You can move them.
Just move them. No, just...
Okay, but just zoom in.
Yeah, there we go. Down. Down. And down. There we go, I see. And then you can just do the same, just down. And down to the very bottom, and down to the very bottom. And there we go. Now that looks proper teeth. Look at that! That's so much better! Now I've created a little alligator house. Oh, that is good. Now, how would I create invert? Oh, ho, ho, ho.
What are you after?
I was about to say, how would I do inverted those, but using these little towers that are like little teeth from below.
Yeah.
So okay, so we're gonna get rid of them.
Oh my god.
We're gonna get rid of these. All right. This is now genius. This is now genius. I've got to be very, very careful with this. Just get rid of. Okay, just get rid of you. Just get you out of the way. Get you out of the way too. You. Get you out of the way as well. So in theory, if we shrink these right down to they're already as thin as they can be. But if we make them basically like that, then at that point they could actually be like proper teeth. I mean, it's like, just put them there. Then they could just be like, we could just like have teeth at the bottom here.
Yeah.
Then we should have a few more. That looks like a bottom row of teeth for my giant alligator sculpture. There we go. This is yes. Yes, this is. It looks like an alligator or crocodile. I'm not sure what the difference is, to be honest. But okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're flipping getting somewhere. Right here. This is. Can I fit 2 more at the back? Just out of interest. So we'll just have you there. Shrink you down. Maybe a little bit taller as we go back. But I'm guessing they can't go on the water. Or can they go on the water?
Can what go on the water?
Well, that one seems to be fine being there.
The towers, yeah, they can.
Yeah, so that seems to be a-okay. So you just build on water, which I'm actually kind of surprised by, actually.
Yeah, it basically just creates supports underneath that go into the water.
No. Just what are you doing? There we go. Just into there. A little bit lower. Same as your friend. Yeah, just down. To here. Oh, Claire. This is perfection. Right here. Like, this is... I would love a castle that looked like a big alligator mouth.
I know.
Because like, you think of villains as having like a big skull fortress, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But what if you actually had a quite cheerful looking... Because he looks like he's smiling. Like, there's eyes like they're going,
oh my god!
Hello!
I am so happy to eat you!
Pretty much, yes. I'm just quite happy that we've got ourselves a little snappy crocodile right here that leads into the house. This is perfection. Now, do alligators have ears?
I don't know.
Or do crocodiles have ears? And should they? That's my next question right there. I'm just gonna put a little lantern either side. There's like little ears. There we go. So he's got a pair of little like earrings. So he's got earrings.
That's cute.
So
Yeah,
he's got, like,
earrings are cute.
Oh, they could be Claire. They could be his nostrils. Look at it.
Cute.
Presumably those glow at night too. Don't go into photo mode. I don't give a shit about that. And then... Oh! Yes! Look at that shit! Look at my crocodile house! This is perfection. This is... How can you dare suggest you're better at this game than me? People saying he needs nostrils. He's got nostrils. He has now got nostrils. Everyone is very happy about the nostrils. Right there. That's true. He could also have just a couple of... We could give him ears in the form of... I think he'd have like two little ears in the form of chimneys. So like a chimney there. A chimney there. I think those are like... Oh!
That's great.
That's almost like... I feel like those almost were like moving fiery eyebrows. In a way.
Lol.
I think that's... In fact, actually, that is true. If I want him to look a little bit more mean... then in theory, could I have, like, and then if I was like, grrr, not like that though, not like that, not like that, not like that, not like that. Okay, just try to kind of use the pendants to create like angry eyes. And then no, I need you to look up to this one, but not that one. I need you to not connect to that one.
Yeah, just connect it to the other one first. Just do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think you can if you click onto... I think if you just go back to one of the two that touches...
No, it wants to connect them.
Yes, but can I give it a try?
Ah, hang on, but what if... What if...
You can't recolor the middle pendants, you can just recolor the sides.
But if I make them all basically the same colour as the brickwork, it'll kind of get lost a little bit.
But don't you want it to be...
I mean, I think you kind of get that. But look, the string provides the angry eyes there. It's like, you know, like, I don't know what you call them. You know when you put a thing on a horse?
Blinkers on a horse.
Blinkers on a... Leave my mouse alone. This is not your building. This is my crocodile. And he looks magnificent.
I know. I'm just trying to help you.
Wait. I just wanted to go. Claire admitted he looked magnificent.
Yeah. Obviously.
He's a magnificent.
I know he looks magnificent. I have said that.
Yeah.
He does have a unibrow. That's true.
That's unfortunate, but it is what it is. That just is what it is. So there we go. We've now got ourselves a big crocodile castle, which I think looks lovely. I think he's wonderful. People who may have arrived late, yes. Stream tonight, normal video tomorrow. We've just swapped it around today. This week, sorry.
Because we were very, very late for the video.
We were very
was too
behind
long.
on Stellaris, a little Stellaris update on the new Stellaris thing. So, okay. Would you like to swap? Hey, Claire, would you like to build something that's not terrible?
Yes, but I'm just sharing pictures with the chat first.
Okay, that's absolutely okay.
So I've got a lovely picture of Willow sitting in a very... No, I expect you to die, Mr. Bond, sort of pose. And then I've got Ted and Xena sleeping together as besties.
Oh.
And then the creme de la creme is all my babies holding tails together.
Oh.
You know the picture I mean, right?
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
Everyone are holding
This
tails.
one.
Oh, yes, that one is very cute.
So they have a little tradition that they do in the evening after we fed everybody for the evening. So we feed them separately because otherwise the girls are very inquisitive about Ted's food. Which is a polite way of saying that, you know, he's a dog, so he's very good and he doesn't go and steal their food.
You say that, he did.
He did once and he never did it again.
Because we put the food on a high surface he can't get to.
And because he got very told off and now he knows.
Did.
Because he's a dog. Anyway, so yeah. When they're all done eating their dinners, we all go in the room where the girls eat, and they have a special spot where they like to, you know, make biscuits and suckle on the bed.
Yeah.
And we all have a big cuddle together.
Mm-hmm.
Quite often, like, all of us.
Yes.
Yeah. It's just really nice. Anyway,
so good. It's just the absolute best. This is genius. This is absolutely genius.
Yeah. Right
here, my little crocodile castle. Looks absolutely 100% spot on. This is absolute perfection. I would like more clutter options. Like, I feel like just lantern or pennant and chimney. I'd like just more put clutter down. I would like some more just clutter.
Down is usually done by like putting windows and stuff.
Yeah.
Because but it'll generate them on the ground. That's the kind of part of the problem. Right?
Yeah.
So if you put a window like on the wall at the back, like you were doing just before.
Yeah.
At the back there, that might generate.
That's a door.
Yeah.
Which I'm fine with. I'm okay with there being a back door into the crocodile's brain. That's
sure.
Fine.
But you know, like if you go to the buildings that are at the bottom,
mm-hmm.
the ones that you had made before, and if you start adding windows and stuff, then that will add clutter.
Ooh, big window. I love a big window here and here.
Mm.
Yeah, that's nice. It's kind of like it's about to say like tonsils at the back. Definitely have like little definitely have some little tonsils at the back right there. This is good. This is the stuff we need right here.
All right. So if I take over and do some building, what do you want me to build?
I don't know. You could build whatever you think will be appropriate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
In the same. Am I going to ruin your lovely perfect build with like something sensible and dumb?
We don't have to build over here, obviously. You're building in, like, this space or this space.
Oh, sure. I'm building the houses of the plebs.
Yeah, you're building pleb houses.
Oh, yeah, cool.
You're pleb, Claire. You're building pleb houses. But I will not oppose if you decide you want to also link them by bridges, because you cocking love bridges.
They're fun, John.
Claire's just got a thing for bridges. It's kind of weird.
We're at this point in the super chat.
Excellent. Okay, we're doing it. I'm not a squished animal, am I?
No.
No, we're not.
Do you
Great.
want Ooh, I can have the music.
Yeah, you can have the music. I'm going to put on my fake headphones.
Oh, yeah.
I've got fake headphones because I used to have... Because basically the cats broke some of my headphones, so now I just wear them for the sake of having the right thing. But oh no, I'm Claire. Oh, I can just piss off. Oh.
Yeah,
Go
pet a dog. Pet a dog.
Hello.
Okay, we're gonna go in and actually properly be closer to the ground, because we are plebs and we don't mind, because you know.
It's good being Claire. I get to just wander off and pet animals.
Yeah, he's petting the dog. Okay, so what we're doing is I'm going to do what the tutorial wants me to do, so the tutorial goes away, because I am...
Wait, has there been a tutorial on screen this entire time or something?
Yeah.
Lol. Where's that?
It's gone now because I did the thing.
What was it saying? What have I been ignoring for like an hour?
Change the shape of the roof.
Oh, okay. Lol.
So, okay. The thing I was saying about layering, that's basically what I meant. So, put something else on top, but don't just leave it where it spawned, because that's silly. Just...
Claire's been, like, reading guides about this game, by the way. Claire's ready for the
algorithm.
World Championship. It's true, actually. Your YouTube algorithm is now nothing but Tiny Glade. Yeah. Which is hilarious.
It's not like terrible or anything like that, you know. It's not the worst thing.
But then again, I'm not seeing many crocodiles so far. I'm seeing very few crocodiles.
Great, thanks, John. Oh dear. Anyway.
No, that's my line. You can't say that anymore.
What can I not?
Now I have to do the Claireisms and you have to do the Johnisms.
Okay.
So I have to be like, anyway.
Alright, well, I'm gonna make this purple because I am John now. Not that I did that in my own game, you know, but whatever. I'm going to...
Yeah, but you've also got... The connective tissue of your sentences needs to be the same too. You need to, like, begin every sentence with, okay, so. And just... That's important.
Okay, so...
No. Okay, so. It's a bit sharper.
Yeah, I don't have to listen to you. You're Claire now.
Oh, that's true. And also, every other sentence you have to end with beautiful, magnificent, or lovely. Oh, is that how you made little kind of Eevee things? What are they called? No.
Dormers.
Dormers. Oh, you can make dormers.
You can make dormers.
Claire knows how to make shit in this.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah.
Anyway... Thank you very much to Adam, who gave us $5 Canadian.
Best dollars.
You're so bad at being me.
Yeah, well.
Happy Thursday. I've been watching Dragon Age, so playing Veilguard after work and loving your reaction to Shale. Have fun. Let Claire pet Ted for me. Well, I just petted Ted, and I'm Claire right now.
Yeah,
so that's entirely legit. I'm more into potentially playing Veilguard after I learned that just everything, all the hats are ridiculous. Oh, that's all the hats are ridiculous. But I don't want it to spoil Dragon Age 2 and Inquisition, which I'm sure it will to some extent, because obviously if new characters coming back, they're going to have to give you like a previously on Dragon Age, and then give you like the Cliff Notes version.
Is that what they do?
Oh, well, they can't. They have to some extent.
Yeah, I suppose it's just the specific phrasing of previously on was funny to me.
Previously on Dragon Age.
Yeah, exactly.
Duncan, no! Literally everyone knew. Oh dear. Your computer, everything died.
Oh, well. This is why this computer can't do video editing.
This is a good computer. This computer should just be dying in the face of Chrome. Blimey.
I mean, it doesn't normally. This is a bit weird.
Oh, so you've got a balcony going on, I see.
So I've got a balcony going on, but
you know,
I'm going to actually give it a railing.
I'm going to say something right now. You're better at this game than me, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah,
but that's because I've been playing for a little bit more, I think. And also, the same reason I'm better than you at, like, you know, things that require...
Yeah, but equally there is a gigantic crocodile sculpture on screen on the right, which I think is just slightly. Oh, am I too close to the microphone all of a sudden? Apparently I was very loud. I'm sorry, I possibly was leaning forward.
Yeah, he is usually loud.
I may be a bit, I think when we replace the microphone that works for our relative position, so if I'm in Claire position and was leaning forward a bit too much. And then, wait, now that that's happened, where do I get the super chats?
Where do you get the super chats? If you go to top chat here,
yeah,
and you click down and you go to fan funding.
Ooh, is that what that's called technically? Fan funding.
I think it's because it has super chats and like member chats and everything.
Yeah. I like how YouTube just changes the name of everything occasionally.
It does, doesn't it?
And the thing that they've been recently really pushing on me all the time is they've been pushing for us to set goals, which I don't like.
Goals for the super chat.
Yeah.
Which is like just
literally
wild.
like a donation target for the stream.
Like,
this new feature they've just rolled out.
This is not a charity live stream.
Exactly,
that is
like
just weird.
Yeah, if you're charity, that's fine. But I feel like I don't like that for not charity. Like for charity, fine. And like they clearly they framed it like in a charity way, like, oh, there should be like incentives for a certain amount. It's like, oh, I don't like that. I won't be doing that, thank you. But it's a new thing that they've just rolled out, and it's a thing I could set right now. There's a big button that prompting me to set it. I don't like that.
They keep doing it.
I don't like that. No, that's I'm not fond of that nonsense. So
here's the thing about this game. This game is fiddly.
Yeah.
Like you do need to fiddle with it a little bit.
Yeah.
For it to work. So this thing I was trying to do with the balcony.
Yeah. You were trying to give it like an edge, like railings.
Railing.
Yeah, surely. Oh, was it too small to generate railings? Was that the problem?
No, it's just that because of how it was placed, I think it was just.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
You're like putting layers of buildings on top of each other to create the effect you want. There should be a word for that.
Yeah. Thanks, John. Anyway.
Oh dear. Where's the actual? There we go. I found the actual thing that I lost. Lost all the things, but we're back now.
And you see, yeah, you can kind of move it around so that it makes different.
I was having a comment on Twitch. Actually, I'm not sure I've really seen much of Twitch, but I don't watch a huge amount of Twitch streams. Once you've merged.
What were you saying about Twitch?
Someone was saying that the setting goals is more common on Twitch. This is like a thing that's moved over. Yeah.
Yeah.
So once you've merged something, then you could just move it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Well, sorry, I was in the crocodile.
No, get out of my crocodile, Claire. That's my crocodile. My gigantic, beautiful, amazing thing.
Yeah,
like, sure, it's ugly as anything, but it stands out more than your little well thought through building does. Dear oh flipping dear. Shh. Thank you very much to Kirby, who gave us $5 US. Said thank you, John and Claire. I needed this. Yesterday has me feeling a bit scared and hopeless. So hopefully a chilled out stream will make you feel a little bit better.
Sorry,
I'm trying to be a Claire and making sure Claire's got plenty of opportunity to, talk you through her wonderful building. But I think Claire, you are.
I'm not used to you letting me talk.
You don't have to practice. You don't have to practice.
No,
like it's a thing you would never think is hard. But like if you're in a situation where it's like, okay, put on the spot, right, talk about what you're doing right now. It's actually quite tricky. It gets a bit of practice to.
Yeah. So in this, for instance, I was trying to make like a little dormer for like a main bedroom, like a proper.
This feels very unsafe. Extremely unsafe, Claire.
Yeah.
Like, would this pass OSHA inspection?
Oh dear.
Don't get rid of the eggs. The eggs are good.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to make sure that there is not like a little hole in around here where water's going to gather when it rains, but I don't want to get rid of the nest, obviously. I'm not a monster.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That should be like the bathroom right there. If you just have a hole in the bottom, that's the bathroom.
What?
Just have a hole in the bottom of that bit, and then that's just where the bathroom is. You just sit down and straight out the bottom.
Yeah, that's not what I was talking about.
Like a garderobe. Garderobe? What are they called?
I think I know what you mean, yeah.
Yes. Which I've forgotten the word for, but I think that's a real thing.
I think the word is garderobe, but...
Mm-hmm. Oh, but you did it sexy in French.
It's still a toilet, John.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's also where other stuff is kept.
Like robes.
There we go. Yeah. And gardens, presumably. There we go.
No, because...
when you put it in French, it sounds better than shitting hole, I'll give you. Like,
it doesn't mean shitting hole, though.
Mm-hmm.
it means that's where you keep your dresses.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's too big for the scale of that house.
No, that's aggressive. That is someone who got who went a bit over the top with an interior designer. They regretted that later.
Yeah, I think we can probably go for the regular windows.
Mm-hmm.
We can go for the more normal windows, which are very cute. There we go. And yeah, one of my favorite things is I just making it move until I get a thing that I like for the little wooden supports there. So.
Oh, is that 3 little windows next to each other to create a window that extrudes? Was that? That's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, here's something relevant to tomorrow, which will be Stellaris, presumably. Thank you very much for Oman Gaming. You gave us $10 US. Said, John, do you know how to work the galactic community in Stellaris? I've looked at some of the higher level resolutions in that. They look like they can drastically change the game if passed. That's true. Here's my problem with the galactic community, which is by the time you can get to those higher tier resolutions, or to put it another way, where you have got enough diplomatic weight to push through whatever you want, by the time you're at that point, you don't need them anymore. That's my problem with the galactic community in Stellaris, which is it isn't an alternative way to approach the game, it's simply a force multiplier. Which is, if you have enough diplomatic weight to basically take control of the galaxy via the galactic community, you already had enough power to take control of the galaxy conventionally. Which I think I think that's not how it should work. I think it should be like, for example, you could do something where, I don't know what you'd call it. Like, if you are big and have a huge number of ships, your diplomatic weight should be suppressed to represent the fact no one wants to do conventional business with you because they're a bit scared of you. Because you're too scary.
Yeah.
Whereas if you are smaller and you are friendly and you've taken the diplomatic and political trees, there should be big multipliers to your diplomatic weight. Like, I think the galactic community should be a way that smaller empires bond together against the big military threats. Whereas right now, the best thing you could do to be an effective political entity in Stellaris is also be a giant killmonger. And I feel like, I mean, fine, you could argue, well, that makes sense or whatever, but, like, it's not the most interesting thing in the world. I think that, it would be a lot more interesting if it was an alternative way to approach the game, and I think there should actually be, having a big fleet should work against your diplomatic weight. Being active in war should work against your diplomatic weight. So that's my take anyway. So I think the situation is, once you've got to the stage where you can take over the galaxy, which takes so long because voting takes so long, and the cooldowns between votes takes long, even when you start using emergency powers on occasion. Voting is years and cooldown is years. By the time you can get to the stage where you can seriously shape the galaxy with the big emergency powers, shrinking the council, becoming galactic emperor, etc., etc., the game's probably already over? Like, you've probably already beaten the crisis at that point. Or you're in a position where either you're going to do it conventionally or it doesn't matter, you're going to lose. Like, I just feel like, I wish the galactic community worked like, okay, I know Imperator Rome didn't really work that well. But one thing I think was nice in Imperator Rome was there was a big focus on defensive leagues, where small powers bonded together into little power blocks to stand up against bigger empires next door. And I wish that politics in Stellaris facilitated that more easily. Which technically you could argue, well, defensive alliances are a thing, but I feel like there should definitely be some sort of wider political movement for all of the weaker empires to bond together into a political bloc to oppose the big military lads.
No.
Like, because, right now, politics is, in the sense of the galactic community, it's just a force multiplier. The already powerful empires can just exert their will on everybody else. Fine, you could say, as you say, that's how real-world politics works. But, like, it would be more interesting if it was an alternative approach. If politics was a way that a small but diplomatic and politically focused empire, one that, hasn't taken the military tradition trees, because, like, there's things where, like, if you take the diplomacy tradition tree, it gives you multipliers to your diplomatic weight. I think the same should be true inverted for the military tradition trees. If you take supremacy, minus 100, like minus a huge amount percentage to
sense.
all diplomatic weight, because everyone sees you as a threat now, because you're literally a threat. And there are there are like, you know, stances that you can take that give you bonuses diplomatic weight. The aggressive stances should massively lower your diplomatic weight. I think, yeah, diplomatic weight, if you're going around being a dick and murdering people and engaging in war, that should hurt your ability to do politics with the rest of the galaxy.
That does seem to make sense.
Because everyone will be like, this guy's a warmongering dick, let's not do that.
And it's not like it's going to prevent you from doing business or whatever. It's just going to mean that you need to be more powerful.
I think it needs a big rework. The way you put, like, the biggest rework is subterfuge, because subterfuge right now is terrible and pointless. And no one ever does it. I don't know. I can't think of a time I've done anything with the subterfuge system. Like, I guess sometimes you might send a spy into an empire where if they're so hostile to you, there's no way of, like, sending a diplomat to, like, build the relationship. It's never going to work. But even then, I find, like, it's a waste of a diplomat. Like, maybe later in the game when you're swimming in diplomats and if you're a xenophile, so you've got, like, loads of them or whatever. But, like, even then, I'm not convinced. It's subterfuge needs a huge rework. Like, I feel like subterfuge, I can see how subterfuge logically could be made to work. Like, all you need to do is let it feed in, again, be a way of doing things in alternative fashion. Like, you know, there's supposed to be, like, you know, like, I think the ultimate subterfuge you could do right now is, like blow up a structure or, like, lower the strength of a star base. I think that's, like, the ultimate thing you can do, and that's fine. But I feel like logically, like, surely the ultimate thing you should be aiming at with subterfuge is literally weaken the enemy, like disable their shields for the next 12 months. Their ships now don't have shields. You've I don't know, set off an EMP at the base that monitors their shields and it knocks out their shields or something. Something that massively weakens their fleet, so you can, like, you know, like, I think the most badass feeling in the world would be literally executing a perfect subterfuge, and then the day after it triggers, their fleet is now half as strong as it was, and you send your fleet in and you annihilate them. Like,
yeah, fair enough.
That would be super cool. But that's not how it works right now. Subterfuge is not meaningful. And, like, you could do things like weaken the enemy's economy, but the AI, if you're playing at any significant difficulty, gets so many cheats anyway. And even if you end up playing normal and they're not getting any cheats, you don't feel it. You can't feel it. And it's the same reason why, like, doing sabotage and spy actions in Civ feels underwhelming to me. Because, you know, you don't feel like you're harming your opponent. And it's exactly the same reason. I think this is the single biggest problem with Warhammer 3. And I like Warhammer 3. I like that it's ridiculous in scale. But I really don't like that damaging enemy towns, you don't feel like you've done anything to harm them. And if you take out an enemy army, because, you know, recruitment is so fast and so everywhere these days, they, like, they are an identical army led by the same guy, because legendary lords won't die. And recruitment's, like, done in seconds. So, you know, you could slap down a legendary lord and a full stack army. 4 turns later, the same guy's back with the same army. So I just killed you. And I feel like that needs to be.
Do you want to look at Pleb House the First?
Yeah, let's talk us through Pleb House the First.
Okay, so first of all, that's some pretty good real estate, because Pleb House the First is right underneath the beautiful alligator of magnificence.
You say that, is it going to be in the shade a lot?
You say that like it's a bad thing. Like, that's not why the king built the alligator in the first place.
That's true. This isn't King's house. This is the pleb's house. King doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, but, like, the pleb is, like, happy to be basking in the magnificence of the shade of the king.
Yeah.
There we go. So, yeah, this is a lovely little house.
Yeah.
With a front door, a little set of steps, and little set of stairs next to it.
I'm going to criticise your house here.
How so?
Turn the camera around so we can see it like at an angle, like an angle there. Given the depth of the house, you're losing a huge amount of the floor space on the ground floor to stairs, because there's not much space to get up to the second floor. Like, you do not have much floor space in that. We don't
really
ground.
do indoors, though.
That's true. But functionally, unless you're saying there's some sort of, like, I don't know, witchcraft, like a spiral staircase in there, but that doesn't exist, obviously. I don't know, man. I just feel like there's not much space to work with in there. I like the balcony. I do like the balcony. I feel like that's, you know, when your French peasants come outside and sing their song about their lovely provincial town. Good morning, Belle. Good morning, Monsieur. I feel like that's a good spot to like do part of it. Hello, Cat. Hello, Xena. I hear you. Okay, I've got a challenge for you now.
Yes.
Which is on the building in the space across the road from that. Yeah. The big space over here. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one.
I would like a town, stables, and inn. Like a building that's recognisably stables and then an inn to stay in. Like, you know, so my visitors to town can stable their horses somewhere and to have somewhere to stay. Starting with with like a stables. I want something that's recognisably stables.
Stables and inn. Ooh, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Interesting.
We're giving Claire challenges here.
Yeah. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that.
Well, I feel like stables would probably have quite a low roof potentially. Maybe you could have little jutting out bits to represent each paddock.
Yeah.
Like a very like small building as a paddock.
Like little jutting out bits that are
Yeah.
Wall jutting out rather than...
Yeah, maybe use paths to create arches that could be the entrance to paddocks instead. And then using walls to create the illusion of paddocks.
See.
There we go. I'm giving Claire challenges now. This has just become a challenge run. It's like Taskmaster, which Claire and I have never seen, so it may not be. We're not 100% sure, to be honest. There we go. Sorry, I got a bit in the reads about that, but yes, Subterfuge is a huge rework. I think Galactic Community needs a bit of a rework. Those are the two big things. Honestly, I think everything else in Stellaris works pretty bloody well. All things considered, I think it works really, really nicely as a game. I was predicting, I don't know if people may remember this, call me out on this down the line. I was predicting earlier this year that there was going to be a Stellaris 2 was going to be announced this year. Well, it looks like I was miles off because they're still just producing that. Oh, you know what you should do, Claire?
Yes.
There should be a little paddock outside, just a big fenced-off area where
a manege.
A what?
Like a merry-go-round. You know, the word for a merry-go-round is manege, which is the same word for, like, when you have a round paddock to make horses.
Yeah, like run. That. Yeah, you could maybe use just a huge amount of path to create the illusion of a big sandy area.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But also, what I was specifically thinking was to make little... What I was specifically thinking was that I could hopefully try and make like a little...
People create they don't really need to do Stellaris 2, but like there is a point eventually where a Paradox game has so much stuff going on that it becomes difficult to add to it because what's there, though it's like very polished for people who have like been there the whole time and know what's going on, it becomes a bit bloated and inaccessible. And you can't make huge overworks anymore. Like, you can't, like, hugely overwork any system because it would have too much knock-on to other systems you've also set up. Like, I don't think you could do something as big as the Hyperlane rework or the Planetary rework of 2.0 and 2.2 in Stellaris today, because now you've got so many expansions and systems that rely on the systems as they are, it would be difficult to do full reworks. Like, you know, you needed to go from CK2 to CK3 to introduce the big lifestyle system, which is great and I love it, but like, it would have been, there were too many, you know, eventually a game gets, and bloated sounds like a bad thing. Like, you say, oh, bloated, it sounds like I'm being critical. I'm not. It's just when you've got a game and you add to it and you add to it and you add to it, eventually it becomes so big and complicated and everything's interconnected with each other that you can't do big experiments anymore. You can just add incrementally and put extra things into it, which I think Cosmic Storms is a good example of. Cosmic Storms is just a little extra thing on the top. It's not a big thing. It's, you know, etc. Like, and Grand Archive feels like an incremental improvement. I know. Hello. Hi. Hello.
Hi, Xena.
Hey, Xena, do you want to come up and say hello to people? Easy.
Yeah, Xena is very, very into these days just demanding pets.
Hello.
And demanding play.
Hello.
Good for her, by the way.
I've got a Xena. I'm cuddling a cat right now. Down.
Is it nice being me?
Ah, someone's saying I missed the CK2 levy system. That's interesting. I'm not sure I'd say that for the simple reason. Ow.
Cats!
Yep, she just got down slightly got me in the hand while she was going around. Not hard, didn't break the skin or anything. It definitely kind of gave me a bit of a poke in the hand while she was getting up.
Cat.
While I see where you're coming from with the levy system in CK2, which is nice. I think ultimately, like, the full, like, partly standing army and professional retinue and knight system, and how you can really get to know your knights super well. And, like, I ultimately prefer the army system in CK3. Though I do miss CK2's how you had, like, I don't know what happened to fronts. Because CK2 used to have, like, fronts. You used to have, like, flipping, like, you know, you used to have the centre and the left and the right, and you had, like, dedicated people you put in those positions. And that was super cool, because if you won on, like, the right, then everyone would slam into the centre, and all of a sudden the centre would start going your way. It was super awesome. I'm not sure why that was taken out, because I really like that. I thought that was super cool. So I'm not sure why that was, I'm not sure why that didn't really, they show up. But yeah, I think at some point Stellaris, just because it's now so big, you couldn't do a big rework. Like, if they've got really big ideas for Stellaris at this point, they're going to have no choice but to basically say, look, we have to go back to the start and build from the ground up, using the lessons we've learned from Stellaris to create a game that's got some radically different stuff in it that you couldn't just retroactively put into Stellaris, and also that becomes a bit more accessible, because there will come a point with any Paradox game where even if, you know, you're making the people who know and love it happy, like, it becomes very inaccessible. I think that's what they're gonna do eventually. So that's why I was expecting. I thought we were getting to that stage already. That's why I thought we were heading towards Stellaris 2 this year. Stellaris has been a huge success for Paradox. Like, you know, Imperator Rome didn't really work out for them. But Stellaris, is, by pretty much any metric, has been very successful. So there's definitely going to be a Stellaris 2 at some point. I was expecting to see it this year. I was wrong. So there you flippy go. That's that. Sorry, that came out of one question asking about the galactic community in Stellaris. But, like, you know, I've got more time to think about these things now that I'm Claire. It's great being Claire. You have to do anything. You just sit here and pet cats. Well, Claire's over there, John, doing the real work.
Yes, indeed.
It must be. You're shooting. Like, if anyone asks, this is me playing right now.
Yeah.
I'm the one producing the really good quality, beautiful buildings. 100%.
I mean, you're providing the ideas.
Yeah.
You're the one who gave me my brief.
Yeah.
You're like Monica and Marcus wearing all in one right now.
I mean, I will say what I like about Stellaris is obviously, you know, you get a fresh experience every time, and there's proper exploration of figuring out what the shape of the galaxy is where you are, whereas, like, most Paradox game, ultimately you are starting in the location you're starting in, and that's where you are, and you know what the rest of the world looks like. It would be nice. I think there should just be more, and, like, I guess, you know, you could have, like, a randomizer mod where everyone starts at a random location, but you still know what the shape of the world is because they're set in the real world. And what I like about, you know, Stellaris and Civ is, okay, you get a new unique map every time, and I love getting a new unique map and exploring the map and slowly filling in the map as you explore everything is one of my favourite bits of those games, which you get to do in Stellaris. And I particularly like in Stellaris, like, you know, always like looking for the choke points and rushing them, and I love when you're racing to lock down a choke point so you can, like, you know, keep expanding and you stop someone else from doing the same. That's like my favourite bit. That's great. So, and you can't really get that when you already know, look, this is a map of Europe. You know what shape Europe is, like, broadly. Like, sometimes I might get a little bit confused about where some of the countries are, like Slovenia, Slovakia, potato, tomato.
Wow. It's what a thing for a Brit to say.
You know, sometimes we just like drawing straight lines on a map. Bada bing, bada boom. That definitely won't cause any trouble down the line. So yeah, I like exploring. I like having a new map generated for me. That's one of my favorite things. And Stellaris lets you do that, which most Paradox games don't, because most Paradox games are set in the real world, obviously. So it's kind of. Someone raised the excellent point. Trust me, you don't want Stellaris 2 after City Skylines 2. That's very different, though. That's very different, I'm sure. So yes, that was supposed to be just my thought of the galactic community in Stellaris, but it kind of got away from us. Thank you very much to KP, who gave us $20 said, hello, John, Claire, and all. Appreciate the game choice day. Happens to be my birthday. Multiple people. Hello. Are you taking your toy around the back of the computer?
Oh, Zena.
That's fine. Pull her back out. Speaking of cozy vibes, would you have any wintry movie or show recommendations and baked good pairings? Thank you for everything you do. The only big wintry snowy thing I'm going for, and it's too early for it because it's Christmas, is of course Muppet Christmas Carol. Everyone loves it. She'll figure her own way out and probably not eat the power cable. If the stream suddenly stops, it's because Xena's bitten into the power cable. So hopefully that doesn't occur, because that would be sad.
I do like her.
So we'll say Muppets Christmas Carol, but it's far too early for that. And for with it, I wouldn't say I've got a specific food for the Muppets Christmas Carol though. Claire, I'm gonna hand over like a specific winter snack to you, because I feel like you're a better expert when it comes to snacks.
Well, not necessarily snack, but I do like a mulled cider.
Oh yes, a mulled,
alcoholic or not.
Yeah, mulled. Mulled cider, kind of mulled apple juices.
Mulled
very
cider,
nice.
Mulled apple juice.
Yeah, that's good.
I just bought mulling spices.
Oh, you just got mulling spice. I thought actually it's a bit early in the year to be thinking about mulling. It's still early November, Claire. Let's not go crazy.
Well, it's just because I was buying spices to make that, like, rosemary salt that
Muppets Christmas Carol is indeed the best Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Alright, so...
I just kind of love that you've got the big two Muppet adaptations of classical literature. You had the most literally opposite approaches from the human leads, but they both came up with brilliance. Like, you've got Michael Caine, who comes in and very much says, look, I'm giving a Shakespearean performance. I am playing this completely straight. I am treating this like it is, like I am on stage performing Shakespeare. And it works. And then you've got Treasure Island, where you've got Tim Curry literally breaking the fourth wall.
Ooh, some scenery, yum!
Yeah, exactly. Hamming it up, literally talking about the rehearsals. So talking to puppets about the rehearsals they've been doing. And it works. Like, it doesn't matter. They're both genius in completely different ways. I love it that they're Tim Curry and Michael Caine treated the Muppet movies in literally the opposite way, and they both work so beautifully. It's just wonderful. Thank you very much to Copper Hamster, who came in with $50 and no message. And normally Claire would say, hey, reply me if you've got a message. YouTube ate it, but I'm not going to see it. Claire might have done.
I will say Copper Hamster is a regular and probably knows exactly. I'm assuming that if Copper Hamster had something that they wanted to say in that message, they would have said it at the time and I would have seen it. And if I didn't see it, somebody in chat would have messaged me or would be messaging you right now to let you know, because chat is pretty good at that.
What was Tim Curry in that I didn't realise Tim Curry was in until recently? I swear Tim Curry was the voice of someone that I did not realise until... Tim Curry was in Dragon Age Origins! I didn't know that! He was the voice of Lord Howe! I did not realise that. I had to go back and look it up and say, oh shit, that is Tim Curry's voice. Completely missed that he was Lord Howe in Dragon Age Origins. Totally did not get... That's really good, by the way. I'm definitely getting the stable vibes. This is
I don't know why this one is bigger than the other ones, but I'll take it in case there's a cart.
Yeah.
That works for a cart, I think.
Yeah. So I did not realise Tim Curry lent his voice to Dragon Age. I love how much stuff he's in. He's just excellent. Obviously, the voice of the villain in... Not VR Troopers. Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. That one. obviously, I know my dumb Power Rangers knockoffs very well. It's my flipping. It's one of my areas of expertise.
Yeah, if you were going on whatchamacalled, if you were going on Mastermind.
Yeah, so I was going on Mastermind, terrible Power Rangers knockoffs. Not Power Rangers itself, though I probably could, but terrible Power Rangers knockoffs.
Power Rangers.
Like, I feel like I should, take questions on VR Troopers, Big Bad Beetleborgs, Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad, and the greatest one of all, of course, the absolute creme de la creme. Well, okay, after the Mystic Knights of Tir na Nog. Which was just clearly made on, which was special. Because unlike the others, where basically they just bought the footage from Japan and then tried to do everything as cheap as possible, the Mystic Knights of Tir na Nog, they actually did produce themselves. It was all produced by itself. But clearly they did not have the money to do that. Mystic Knights of Tir na Nog is the best thing. And that they clearly got, like, some Irish accents, but not many. They've got some people who had an Irish accent, and then the transformation sequences. They were clearly done in one take because they absolutely move when they did the blend of the before and after shot. Literally, the limbs move, and they just okay, we've got one take of this. We can't afford pickups. Absolutely not. So literally some of like the transformation sequences, the characters are just moving and you can see the blend of the footage. It's amazing. The Mystic Knights of Tir na Nog. Thank God that exists. But no, the real true champion is tattooed teenage alien fighters from Beverly Hills.
I mean, what can I say to that?
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't say nothing to that.
The thing is, there's the greatest thing about this is, I'm sure I've told you about the tattooed teenage alien fighters from Beverly Hills before, Claire.
That sounds like something I've heard about.
It's true, but my favourite thing is, I love the Mystic Knights of Tir na Nog. My favourite thing about the tattooed teenage alien fighters from Beverly Hills was there were 4 of them, and obviously because this was a Power Rangers knockoff, and I think they recorded their own footage too because it was incredibly cheap. They did their own footage too. Obviously, therefore, because it's Power Rangers knockoff, you have to in order to transform into your alter ego, you have to yell the name of the thing that's your, whatever it is, your thing. Like, your dinosaur spirit, I think, was what it was in Power Rangers, so therefore everyone had to do that. So they all had that. So, when they go through them, something went wrong at some point. Because the first one, because obviously just like the same way you always do in the same order. It's like Mastodon, Pterodactyl, Triceratops, Saber-toothed Tiger, Tyrannosaurus. It has to be in the same order.
Yeah.
So the first woman, Scorpio. Okay. Then the guy comes in, Taurus. So, okay, we're zodiac signs.
Yeah.
Centaur, says the third person.
Wrong.
Okay, there is. Do you mean Sagittarius?
Yeah.
Sagittarius was a centaur, I think, right?
I think
So I think, did you mean Sagittarius? But that was too long. Then the last guy comes with Apollo. It's like, what? What the fuck happened? I'm sorry, did we just get lost at some point? What do you mean Scorpio, Taurus, Centaur, Apollo? You've got like 2.5 zodiac symbols in there, and then Apollo on the end. I'm sorry. What's happening here? We're going to talk about Big Bad Beetleborgs. My favourite thing about Big Bad Beetleborgs is they just straight up swapped out the cast. I love it when they just swap out the cast halfway through a show. And they have to come up with a terrible reason for it. Like Power Rangers, this was very difficult because they clearly wanted to keep the Power Ranger and they kept the original cast for a long time. Right up to the point where they started asking to be paid money.
No!
At which point, fired! Get out!
Dear, oh
dear.
dear.
They asked to be paid money, at which point they were immediately replaced. So that was sad for the original Power Rangers. But they came up with all sorts of excuses. But Big Bad Beetleborgs, they had to change out the actress who played Jo. I'm not sure why. Maybe she just wanted to focus on her education. So they had her be hit by a magic spell. Because their base of operations, like the Power Rangers Command Center, was a haunted house. So there was some chicanery Benny Hill stuff with like a vampire and a mummy on occasion who lived in the haunted house. So they had her hit by a magic spell. I think that made her invisible for a while, and then when they turned off the spell, she looked different now because the spell. But then
that was.
But then Flabber the Ghost explained, don't worry, I'm going to put an extra spell on you that means so your family thinks you still look like you did. So you look different, but no one's going to acknowledge it. So you're still the same person, but you just look different to functionally the audience? I guess. So that was good. And yes, Misty Knights of Tir na Nog absolutely is wonderful. It's the best worst one. It's truly terrible. And the amazing is there's like 40 episodes. They recorded an insane number of episodes in the first series. They really kept it going. And you know what? I will give the Mystic Knights of Tir na Nog credit. Because Power Rangers at that point was still very much Monster of the Week format. Like, Power Rangers picking up actual long-running story arcs. Okay, fine. They inherited Green with Evil, which was a 5-parter. But that's just because they inherited that. And once it was done, it was done. And and everyone sort of pretended Tommy had been there the whole time. And, like, the idea that he was new was not a thing. But, like, long-running, series-long plot arcs. What would have been the first Power Rangers series that actually had proper plot arcs that actually lasted the whole series? I mean, I guess you could argue Zeo, because in Zeo you had the Machine Empire, and Rita and Zed were still there in the background in their camper van on the moon, which sounds like a thing I'm making up, but it was real. And, like, you know, Louis Kaboom shows up, and, you know, and Prince Gasket and Gaskina, what was her name? The Princess Gasket's wife, whose name I've forgotten. Wait, not Gasket. No, Archerina. Was it Gasket or was Gasket the kid who was already there? And it was Prince. No, he was Sprocket. It was Gasket. Sprocket was the kid who was always there. Then the dashing Prince Gasket who Sprocket hates showed up, and he's got his wife Archerina, and they're way more badass. Louis Kaboom shows up, and there's actual arc to the Machine Empire. And, like, you know, the Zeo Crystal. Like, I think Zeo was the first series that did. Mystic Knights of Tir na Nog had actual, like, you know, it started off with, you know, there was a prophecy, and, like, you know, they introduced the Rangers, or not Rangers, the Mystic Knights one by one, and they all had their own thing going on, and they all had their own characters. Like, they have personalities and arcs. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? So that was my favorite. That was my favorite thing right there. Another favourite thing, of course, always been trying to figure out stitching together the continuity of Power Rangers, which eventually, when they bring it back, because officially Power Rangers is over again. They've made the final series of Power Rangers, which is only the 4th time they've done that, so I wouldn't worry too much, guys. They're missing to stitch together thing, and occasionally someone comes along and says, "Oh, we're gonna do a soft reboot of Power Rangers, but it's not gonna be connected to the old Power Rangers." And then realize, fuck, all the fans wanted to be connected to the old Power Rangers. Then they have to, and then they tie themselves in knots because, funny thing, so Ninja Storm was supposed to be one of those series where they were just starting afresh. So, which one was it? Was it Destined? One of them says right at the start, "Oh my goodness," when they first see their morphers. "Oh my goodness, I intuit. I told you Power Rangers were real." So, okay, so you live in a universe where it's feasible to believe Power Rangers aren't real. Fascinating, you must be in a new continuity. But then we run into the problem where the next series, they do a crossover with Dino Thunder, whose Old Man Mentor figure is Tommy. And the series contains an entire flashback episode establishing actually all the previous stuff did happen. Which means Countdown to Destruction happened. Which means, as a result, Earth was actually conquered. And the Ninja Storm Rangers didn't notice. How did you not notice Earth was conquered? I love that. Oh, it's the best thing. Oh, Power Rangers continuity. Where it turns out one of the Ninja Storm Rangers just missed that Earth was... It's kind of like a Donna Noble thing. Where somehow she was... Like, one of the Ninja Storm Rangers was just on holiday during the day Earth was conquered by the Alliance of Evil. Oh, excellent. Sorry. I got distracted there. Thank you very much to Alex who gave us £2 that evening,
I love
guys.
that. That's like your... It's just your normal level of I'm excited about Power Rangers.
Yeah.
I love that people are getting to witness
all I remember
that,
about Dino Thunder was the badass song. Dino Thunder had the best theme song. Like, absolutely, Dino Thunder has, like, it's up there with the original. Like, and Zeo's is really good. Zeo's is great. RPM's a great series. I don't love the intro sequence. Like, plenty of the modern remixes are, like, solid, but, like, so many of the recent series has just been a remix of Go-Go Power Rangers. And that's fine. Some of the remixes are really good. Like, Dino Charge. Dino Charge is just mostly a remix of Go-Go Power Rangers, but it works. It's nice. Dino Charge was a fun series, by the way. Really good series. But yeah, it's Dino Thunder had a completely original one. It was great. I love the Dino Thunder thing. I love that Tommy was an old man helper figure. I love that he was about 35 when they recorded it. But the bad guys say, aren't you a bit old for this? What are you doing here, older? He's 35! He's got a few years left in him yet. It's fine.
Oh, John,
be nice. So he's younger than... I'm pretty sure he was younger than we are now when he did that. And the end of it's like, aren't you a bit old for this, Tommy? He's like, no! He's in his mid-30s. He's fine.
Doesn't your back hurt? Doesn't your back hurt a bit for this, Tommy?
Yeah, that's true. He did a lot of flips. He did do a lot of flips. That's true.
All right,
oh
let's ignore
dear.
the fact that that door is clipping into the wall at the back. This room would be filled with hay if I could figure out how to do it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Good stables now.
Lot of people claim, a lot of, you know what? Someone, Vincent King just decided to represent the SPD theme song. I was never big on the SPD emergency. I'm not big on that. Now, I do like that. In fact, okay. I conceptually like SPD more than I actually like the series. Here's the thing that I like about SPD. I love my crocodile in the background. I love SPD for the fact it was about a team of losers. That very specifically, we follow the Ranger B team. And that these guys are not the main guys. And, like, you know, this is not what we do in Power Rangers. Generally, in Power Rangers, we're following the main guys. But, like, I always like the loser Ranger who becomes a Ranger by accident. Like, you know, everyone's favourite RPM Ranger is obviously Ziggy. Because Ziggy didn't want to be a Ranger. Ziggy was just stuck being a Ranger because the heroic thing to do was save the Morpher from Tanaya 7 to make sure she couldn't use it. People are loving this nerdery right here. But therefore, he's the best Ranger. But, like, SPD is an entire group of nothing but losers who aren't supposed to be the proper Rangers. Like, you know, they're just filling in for the missing proper Rangers, which is great. I love that as a concept. Like that's great. But I didn't love most of the characters. I didn't love most of the stories. I wasn't a huge fan of Doggy Kruger. Ziggy's the best. Ziggy is an amazing RPM Ranger. Ziggy's one of my favourite Rangers of all time. Ziggy's just wonderful. He's the absolute best. He's an absolute flipping star. Like, RPM just in general is, I think, overall the best series. Just it's got so much for people who grew up with Power Rangers and are nostalgic for it. Just there's so many. It's just a little love letter to Power Rangers in general. Just like Dr. O is absolutely no, Dr. K. Dr. O was Tommy Oliver. Sorry, Dr. K. Dr. K is wonderful. I like that her and Ziggy, the actual actors, got married after the show and then separated, I think. I think they split up, which was sad. But they were briefly married. They did actually get together. And someone, I'm about to make some terrible news. Someone saying, Jason David Frank, who played Tommy, is now 49 years old. I'm afraid he's not. He passed away. Jason David Frank passed away. I think a year or two back now. I'm sorry if I'm the one to break that news to you, but Jason David Frank did actually pass away a few years ago, which is really sad. Because he was great, and he clearly loved the franchise. He kept coming back. He was he came back for the specials. He came back for the Megaforce Ultimate Ranger thing. He came back for one other one too. He was great. He was really, really good. He clearly was into the franchise. Yeah, 2022, Jason David Frank passed away. It was really sad because he was clearly absolutely, he clearly loved the franchise. The fans absolutely adored him. He was great. He can actually act, which you shouldn't really need to say about one of the main actors in a TV series. But Power Rangers very often has young kids who don't cost very much, who don't have to be paid very much. There's a lot of people who can't act. There's a lot of people in Power Rangers. Like, some series it's better than others. I think Ninja Steel was quite bad. You had some real people who couldn't act in that. Even some of the classic Rangers you struggle with a little bit. I to this day am confused by Catherine Sutherland, who played Kat. I'm sorry, Kat could not act, but they brought her back for the more recent Power Rangers, the reunion on Netflix.
Oh, the movie, yeah.
It was actually. I don't think it was a movie. I think it was just a TV special that was close to feature length. It was actually feature length. But they brought back Cat Flat. I'm sorry, Cat couldn't act in the first place, and she can't act better now. I'm sorry. And Rocky, Steve Cardenas was a stretch too. That was a stretch as well. Some series are great. Ninja Storm had some great acting. Dino Thunder, fantastic, absolutely. RPM, great actors. Some of them have gone on to like be in Marvel these days. Some of them have made proper careers and whatnot. Even Operation Overdrive had some pretty decent acting in it. Some series are better than others. Dino Charge, fine. Not 100. Megaforce, okay, not sure about that. Samurai, okay, not sure about that. Dino Fury, mixed bag. Mixed bag Dino Fury. Time Force, mostly good. Kinda not great. Some people say, oh shit, we're talking Power Rangers. Yeah, sorry. I'm talking Power Rangers. That's like one of my... Oh, that's nice. If you stretch the roof out just like that, it turns into that. That's nice, didn't it? You could do that. Is that supposed to be like a raised barn structure? Like a granary? Is that what you're doing there?
No, I was just trying to figure out a structure for the inn.
SPD, I think, mostly okay. I think no one acquits themselves either especially well or especially badly in SPD. I think it does. Like, Jungle Fury. Sorry, when I was talking about Nerd Rangers before, the thing... Okay, two series that I think, in general, are mostly... Okay, I'm not a fan of Samurai. But, like, it's fine. It's not bad. It's fine. Oh, RPM, I'm Scottish. Brilliant line, absolutely. But we've got two series in particular that I want to draw attention to. Samurai. Was it Samurai? I'm thinking of Samurai. Samurai and Jungle Fury. And they have one thing in common, which is they made a huge mistake.
Do you think the castle-y gothy windows for the inn or the
I think it is fine, because like I think the king is inviting important people to his crocodile fortress. So there should be nice rooms in the inn.
Yeah.
Jungle Fury and Samurai have something in common, which is they had the wrong 6th Ranger. They had the perfect setup for a 6th Ranger, and they didn't take it. Okay, which is, I think, the best story you could tell for a 6th Ranger, or like, if you're just adding a Ranger in, it might be like a 4th Ranger, it doesn't need to be like the 6th specifically, but if you're adding a Ranger in later, is to have a reluctant Ranger who is not necessarily, like, immediately the most obvious qualified candidate, but has to prove themselves. Like you've got Ziggy, like you've got, what was her name in Mystic Force? I forgot the name of all the characters in Mystic Force. I was not a huge Mystic Force fan. And that's fine. That's fine. But I wanted... was it Fran? The nerdy girl who worked in the pizza shop, who was super into pizza. I wanted her to become a Power Ranger. And she never did. And I assumed going into that series, oh, she's gonna become a Ranger at some point. And she's gonna have to prove herself. And she's gonna learn confidence, etc., etc. It's like, no. No, you just get to keep being comic relief. That's weird. I wanted Fran to be the 6th Ranger, and then instead just some guy showed up and was the 6th Ranger. Like, okay. Could it not have been the character you already had established, who was like, you know, sweet and had a bit of a, you know, I don't know. Fran should have cocky been the 6th Ranger in Jungle Fury. And then the worst case of this, however, is Samurai, where they brought back Bulk, but clearly Skull's actor was doing other things. But he shows up at the very end. But Bulk is literally training Skull's son to be a samurai. And he's not a very good teacher. And Bulk has been tied to the Power Rangers franchise for so long. And is, you know, and after starting off as a bully, became ultimately friends with the Power Rangers. And in Countdown to Destruction had big character growth. Had a huge character growth moment and became a good person and became such part of the franchise. And then he shows up in Samurai. He's trying to teach Skull's son how to be a samurai in a series where all the Rangers are samurai themed, and you know eventually there's going to be more Rangers added into the thing. You think, okay, this is lovely. This is going to be, Bulk is ultimately, despite his incompetence, he is going to train Skull's son to be a decent fighter, and Skull's son is going to become one of the Power Rangers, and Bulk is going to have literally trained a Power Ranger. and he's been in the franchise so long. That's lovely. That's really nice. And that's blatantly what's going to happen. Then just some other people showed up as a replacement Red Ranger and etc. So it's like, no! At the end, like, Skull's son didn't do anything. It's like, what? You literally brought back Bulk and a connection to Skull, and you didn't make him a Power Ranger? Make Cooking Skull's son the 6th Power Ranger! You monsters! I had no idea how that didn't happen. I'm so confused. Genuinely confused. How you don't take Bulk training someone to be a samurai in the Samurai series of Power Rangers and then not make him into a Power Ranger. Like, blatantly should have become a Power Ranger. I think if you put some nice windows on that, or maybe a little sticky outy bit.
No, you know what I'm just thinking is I want to flip that around. And
Can you group?
No.
There's no way to group things in order to flip them.
No.
Why do you want to flip it around?
Because I think this is more of a... I mean, I don't know, because I did the whole, like, the stilts are on the back of the house on this house, so maybe I don't want to do the same thing. That's why I put the stilts in the front.
Yeah.
But I think this makes for a very classy entrance with, like, the steps and the multi-steps, really nice. Like, you know?
The town's looking a bit all crowded, though. If you do that zoom out you did there, now with multiple buildings next to the crocodile fort.
I'm sorry, what?
I was just enjoying how the town was getting a bit more crowded. Now we've got multiple buildings next to the giant crocodile castle.
Yeah.
The crocodile castle is still obviously the star of the show
Obviously.
here. Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously, I am quite happy with my little, like, barn, you know, because obviously it's not perfect, but it does read as it.
Yeah.
And it has little arches and stuff, which I enjoyed learning how to do when I was kind of figuring out the game recently. I'm just gonna swap it.
Yeah. The Rainmaker raising the perfectly, interesting point that obviously it was very weird that they were bullies in the first place, Bulk and Skull being bullies, because they were like, you know, they were literally bullying very athletic, strong people who were good at martial arts.
Yeah.
Which is very weird.
Just like, maybe don't do that,
Yeah,
bro.
that was a weird thing too. But like, they had such growth. Like, you know, eventually they became allies. They, like, you know, they learned the Power Rangers' identities, but they kept them secret.
I thought you were gonna say they learned the power of friendship there,
yeah,
but no.
basically, yes. And then eventually they just, you know, and eventually they became heroes in their own right. Like, you know, whether you consider the first Power Rangers movie canon or not, but like in that, they obviously literally helped stop all the kids' parents from committing suicide, which was, you know, dark when you think about it. But like, you know, no one used the word. It said stopping them leaping to their doom. But yeah, that what made a plot point to the first Power Rangers movie was everybody's parents would kill themselves by throwing themselves off a cliff, which was quite dark actually. Now I think about it. Ted just went for a drink.
Oh, I was just hearing something that sounded panty, so that's
just a slop of him drinking some water. Just having some water. But like, you know, they became heroes and then like they became allies as time went on too. And I think it was just so nice that Bulk came back. And it's like, okay, so Bulk's gonna literally have trained a Power Ranger, and this is like full circle. He's gone from being like the enemy of the Power Rangers in the first series into being like literally he is going to be welcomed into the group as someone who actually trained a Power Ranger, and that's really nice. And then they didn't do it. Yeah, the Ivan Ooze food, the Ivan Ooze. That's the one with Ivan Ooze, who was great. Ivan Ooze was fantastic. Absolute classic top tier movie villain of all time. We need to get the lad back. It was great. I think it's so sad that Skull's son, who I've completely forgot the name of, didn't actually get to be a Power Ranger in Samurai. I think that would have made Samurai so much better if he had. I think that would have been such a good thing to do, but it didn't. So that's a shame. That's a shame right there. Thank you very much to Alex, who gave us £2. Said, "Evening guys, how are the pets with the fireworks?" Ted is not as bad as he was last year, but he's still scared of them. He's still very scared.
I mean, you know,
the cats don't care though. The cats are chill.
Do not care.
The cats do not. They do not care. They are so chill.
The cats notice that Ted is a bit distressed, but they don't.
Yeah, if Ted wolfs really loudly and starts running around, they look a little bit alert and they're watching him.
Not like scared of him or anything like that.
They are alert. They are alert on account of that. Yeah.
Cats, you know, they hear a big noise, they will move.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. So Ted is better than he was, bless him. He was struggling a little bit, but not as bad as last year, and the cats were fine.
And I mean, you know, also we got him literally in October, so like the first year was real bad. But that makes sense too.
Thank you very much to Anthony, gave us £5. Said higher usual Leo and Annie pics on Twitter with extra pics of new cat Karis. So I'm sure Claire will dig those out for us at the end of the stream, which will be lovely. Thank you very much to Sabruka, member for 2 months. Said, I love you all. Thank you very, very, very much. 2 months with a tiny little hat on your M. But I think in the early stages of being a member, you do pick up hats relatively quickly.
Yes, which I
So more hats will be appearing on your M in no time whatsoever. Thank you very much. So it is Lupus, member for 25 months and thus in possession of many hats on their M. Just getting home from work. Thank you, John and Claire. I'm in desperate need of a distraction, like the apparent minority here in the States. So that's, you know what? This is a good incentive for me to just keep talking about Power Rangers. No one can get upset or stressed or anything by me babbling about Power Rangers. Annoyed, perhaps, but not like, not stressed or sad, I don't think.
I mean, you say annoyed. I think, you know, maybe fondly exasperated would be the correct. I certainly always like it when you start on Power Rangers.
You know what? Would you like it? Would you like a controversial Power Rangers hot take?
Go on.
I'm going to give you a controversial Power Rangers hot take here. Despite the fact this is not what the opinion is supposed to be, in general, I don't hate Operation Overdrive. It's dumb as
Whoa, I totally know what that means.
Operation Overdrive it's famously quite bad. And it is. There are plenty of things that are really bad about Operation Overdrive. 100%. But I quite like the ridiculous ambition of Operation Overdrive. I quite enjoy that they were determined to do this giant globe-trotting adventure. And the budget they had was approximately $200. They had about $200 to make the series.
Like, for reals? I thought you were going to say, like, 20 quid as a joke.
I don't know how much money they actually had, but it wasn't much. Theoretically, it would have been enough if they were, like, you know, just doing stuff like, hey, let's go and fight this monster. It's in a nearby quarry, as happens.
Which is what they normally do.
Which is how they normally do. But they were like, oh, we've got to go and find the 6th MacGuffin. Where's this one? Oh, it's in Egypt. We've got to go to Egypt to break into a mummy's tomb. It's like, okay. How are you planning to create the set for the mummy's tomb? What it is it's a corridor. The place is like just a corridor in a building, but like there's like they put some sand on the ground and there's like a sarcophagus at the end. Like bloody hell, it's amazing.
Oh, that's so delightful.
The sadness of Operation Overdrive. I love how sad Operation Overdrive is, and I love how vastly too many villains there are in it. How there's like, you know, there's a lava villain and there's his brother, a snow villain, and also there's some cat villains, and
there's
also
an Egyptian snow villain.
No, the Egyptian was like, they're going to do like one episode to get like, because they need to get the magic bowl that will show them on the map where to go to get the 3rd gem to put into the magical crown. There's the number of MacGuffins in Overdrive is insanity. It's
So what you're saying is it's incredibly dramatic.
It's incredibly stupid. It's incredibly stupid. And like you could take out like half the MacGuffins in Operation Overdrive and it would make no difference to the series whatsoever. And they've got it's just hilarious. It's just hilarious. And I kind of like how incredibly high dumb energy it is. I like the fact that midway through the series, you get always a ranger where you get some, like, you know, some classic ranger returning, which is nice. You get Adam and you get Kira back from Dino Thunder, and you get Tori from Ninja Storm. You get a whole bunch of old rangers back. You get one of the ones from Mystic Force, so clearly they were getting desperate. If you invite a Mystic Force ranger back, dear oh flipping dear. Operation Overdrive is, it's unquestionably, it's a mess, but I kind of like it anyway. And the big dumb twist where the main character's actually a robot's actually quite good. Like, that's actually quite fun.
Wow, John, spoilers.
I'm so sorry to spoil Operation Overdrive, where it turns out one of the characters is a robot. It's actually quite a well-executed twist. It's actually quite... Yes. Claire's indicating she wants to talk about her building.
No, I just thought about a thing.
Oh,
and
fair
I made
enough.
that gesture to myself.
Yeah. Once the ranger was good, the main twist with one of the characters actually being a robot, I thought was quite good. I thought it was executed quite well. You know, I think, you know, the actual emotional journey that the robot went on as a result was quite good. The butler, who was the support character, was quite fun. There was a lot of good stuff. So yeah, there was some good stuff there, but it was an absolute mess of a series. There was an absolute mess of a series in a way. But like, there's bits of it I like for being like I don't understand how they didn't, like, it's like a series they sat down to write and then they kept writing it, and someone should have just slapped the pen away from their hand and said, no, what the hell are you doing? We don't need this much stuff. There can just be a filler episode where we don't go to Atlantis to pick up a trident so that you can find a map that will lead you to a gem that you put into a crown that then gets stolen by a cat in order to be traded to a lava man. Like, you don't need to do this. Oh dear. It's excellent. I don't hate opera. Like, if you ask me, like, do I think it's good? No. Would I watch it rather than watching Mystic Force? Yes. Would I watch it rather than watching Samurai or Ninja Steel? Yes. Would I watch it over Wild Force? Yes. And that's controversial. I didn't like Wild Force. I feel like Wild Force is a poor man's Jungle Fury. Yeah, I said it.
You're having so much fun, aren't you?
I didn't like... you're not supposed to not like Wild Force. I didn't like Wild Force. I didn't, gosh. God, a cat stole John's lava man. Something like that, absolutely. I wasn't super into... I wasn't super into Wild Force. I didn't get that. Wild Force... yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I like, Jungle Fury was excellent, though. Jungle Fury might... Someone stop Johnny, has too many hot takes. I'm so lost. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. And also, yes, some people trying to bring up, trying to divert me onto cartoons. I'm not so big onto the various cartoons. I'm sorry. I will talk for years about how I truly, honestly believe that Josh Whedon stole the idea from Firefly, from Captain Simeon and the Space Monkeys, and indeed the casting decisions too. Like blatantly, Firefly is a rip-off of Captain Simeon and the Space Monkeys. I will stand by that. But I don't. Many of the other things. Biker Mice from Mars I saw a bit of. Street Sharks I saw a bit of, but I wouldn't be able to tell you much about them. Cops and Centurions I'm not familiar with. Some of these maybe weren't so big in the UK. Maybe one of these weren't so big in the UK. Apart from being wrong about SBD, John ain't wrong. Excellent! Someone, a fair minimum, is agreeing with me that Wild Force wasn't actually that good. Wasn't, you know. Lost Galaxy I can take or leave. Lost Galaxy has some good moments, like, you know, the Psycho Rangers actually killing a ranger was, you know, pretty big. That was dramatic. One of the only rangers killed in service, though of course it was tied to some unfortunate stuff with the actress who was ill. But she recovered and came back to life at the end, which, while stupid, is also nice, because it's nice that the actress recovered and therefore she literally came back to life in the thing too.
Yeah, it's nice that she got to keep that.
Yeah. Even if then, unfortunately, when her ranger did show up in Megaforce for the Ultimate Ranger Showdown, it was with the second actress, not the first. which was a shame. Oh, Lightspeed Rescue. We haven't talked about Lightspeed Rescue. There's some wobbly acting right there. But I will give Lightspeed Rescue. I liked, what's the name of the Red Ranger in Lightspeed Rescue? I like the Lightspeed Rescue. They go for their guns all the time. Their first instinct in any scenario is, right, lasers out, start blasting. That's good. That's good. That's good right there. Thank you very much, by the way, to Brian Black, who just jumped in with a very generous $50 donation saying, give Ted a treat and a good scratch. In honor of that message, I'm going to go and literally get Ted a treat right
Which
now.
Which one are you gonna go for?
Carter Grayson! That was the Red Ranger. Carter is Red Lightspeed is great. I could take or leave most of the rest of Lightspeed. Time Force is spectacular. Jungle Fury is brilliant. Time Force is just wonderful. Like, Time Force was playing with some really clever ideas as well. Like, ideas that, like, you would not expect to... Like, in many ways, like, Time Force shares an idea with Beast Morphers, which I quite like. Which is, look, we live on an Earth that is routinely invaded by monsters. Maybe, eventually, someone would sit down and say, you know... We shouldn't just be, when a monster shows up, hoping that a benevolent, magical, godlike figure picks 3 teenagers and gives them the ability to fight back. Maybe we should actually come up with a plan of our own to deal with monster attacks, given this does seem to be a semi-regular thing. And, like, you know, Beast Morphers was basically an attempt to, like, create Power Rangers. Like, a big, like, creating its own Power Rangers, like, by, like, hacking into the morphing grid. But, like, I think the more interesting version is Time Force, where you've got, like, traditional Rangers, but you've also literally got, like, a private company saying, we are going to create our own private security force that is going to fight monsters. Alright, the Silver Guardians. We're going to create our own team of Power Rangers, and we're just going to try and do this by ourselves, because we don't want to entrust the security of Earth to some random teenagers who appear to be from the future. It's like, okay, that's fine. That's really interesting. And then one of them, who's a bit of a dick, gets to become a Power Ranger and, like, gets the Quantum Ranger, like, the strongest one of all. It's like, okay, this dick who we're not sure about is actually the strongest Power Ranger. And it's not like Green with Evil, where we're like, oh, yeah, he's, you know, cartoonishly pantomime evil. But within 5 episodes, oh, no, I'm actually good now. Now we're friends. Like, no, actually, there was always a bit of tension between the Time Force Ranger and the Quantum Ranger for quite a bit of time, which was nice. I was like that. Quantum Ranger was really, really cool. Though I did find it annoying that Quantum Ranger and the Red Time Force had such similar outfits that, like, at a glance, like, wait, which one is that again? Which one of you's the Quantum Ranger? You're dressed very similarly. Sorry, I'm gonna go get Ted a treat because that was specifically requested. I was about to take
he is a good boy.
I was about to go and I was about to take my headphones off, but I don't have to because I fake headphones and they don't have wires. Claire, it's up to you now. Insane people.
Yes, so I am just trying to think about what would look good in the front of my inn. I'm sorry, I can't keep up the Power Ranger chat because I have, I've seen Power Rangers, you know. I was born in the 80s and not in a vacuum, but I do not know very much about them at all. But yes, let's see, the chat is just entirely talking to John about Power Rangers, but yes, let me know, guys, if you think I should, if there's anything else you think I should put on the building. I was thinking over here of doing like a kind of a plaza sort of a thing, although I do want to give a bit more room for the road, basically, because otherwise the poor pleb house that I made across the road, yeah, there you go, I don't want their like wheelbarrow to disappear or whatever. So let's see, I'm gonna turn this one round.
I've got a tiny beefy sausage for Ted.
A sausage.
And a tiny beef sausage bit. Hey Ted.
He does have one of those every evening, so he is used to them. Yes. Oh, what a good boy!
There you go. He waits to be told to take his treat. He can hold a treat in front of him, he won't take it till he's told to take it.
Because he's the best dog.
Good boy. Hello, he's getting a cuddle and a scratch, and he's just had a little tiny beef sausage snack. So there we go. He's wagging his tail. I think he's happy. Mwah! Teddy bear.
He is a very happy dog, which is always... I mean, you know, dogs tend to be
What is this this thing you're building on the corner, by the way?
Well, I was kind of thinking of doing like a, that's like a kind of a main building of the inn, but I wanted to have something a little bit funky on the other side, like maybe with a tower or something like that.
I'm kind of looking at this as kind of like that. It's just like a plaza, also where for the town crier to stand.
For the town crier to stand, describing to people who have just arrived why
It's so good.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I built that.
The problem is, now, with the inn that you requested, the line of sight is kind of screwed.
Yeah. What does John feel about Forever Red, even though it's from the bad Wild Force era? Forever Red is a really good episode. And it's also, here's the thing. One thing Power Rangers often struggles with is, how do you resolve things? Like, because ultimately, each individual monster is ultimately dealt with by, you beat them up, they fall over, they grow big, you summon the robot beats them up again, it falls over, end of episode. Okay, fine. But then how do you deal with the big bad at the end of the entire series? And it's something Power Rangers sometimes struggle with. Like, sometimes actually struggles with. Like, what do you actually do to defeat the big bad? How do you actually end the entire series in a satisfying way? Sometimes Power Rangers can struggle with that. Forever Red did a good job. Like, the return of Serpent Terror, and like, the actual Wild Force Red being the one who gets to like do the killing blow against Serpent Terror on his little kind of like flying bike thing. That was cool. That was fine. That's a good resolution. It's nice when a series ends in a proper way. And like often like early series of Power Rangers completely just duck to this question by literally having the villains win, but then a different villain showing up. Like, Rita wasn't really beaten so much as eventually Lord Zed showed up and just replaced her. And, like, then Lord Zed wasn't really so much beaten as actually won, but then the Machine Empire showed up and replaced him. And then the Machine Empire wasn't so much beaten by the Rangers as Lord Zed and Rita blew up the Machine Empire and literally gave them a bomb in a box that they opened and then exploded. which is a good solution to your problems. How do you literally put a bomb in a box? Hey, I've got you a present, and then you drive away before they open it, not suspicious in the slightest. And then that didn't go anywhere because then flipping what's her name, the weird pirate woman showed up. Anyway, and like, how'd you deal with this? Then, no offense, we didn't really get like an actual proper ending to a series until In Space. Yeah, and then Zed and Rita got married. There were big questions about consent, given love potions were involved.
Yikes.
Like, there are big questions of consent that were never dealt with there. Like, I don't know, I feel like Zed would have been perfectly within his rights to raise big questions down the line. Because I feel like there are big consent questions with the marriage of Rita and Zed. But yeah, they didn't really come up with an ending to anything until In Space, when all the villains... That's such an amazing side shot with the giant crocodile fort over the trees.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that my inn isn't bigger than your croc, because that would be, rude.
I think the top of the spire, the towery bit can be, as long as the actual building itself doesn't.
Well, I'll double check, but
yeah.
Anyway, it's too big to do in one building, so I need to do some layering.
Fair enough. But like, they didn't bother finishing a series of Power Rangers with actual ending, basically, until like until Space, when all the villains came back and formed the Alliance of Evil, and then won and conquered the world. And then Bulk and Skull were big damn heroes and led the counter-revolution against and led a charge to take the aliens out, because they were the big damn heroes after all, damn it. Together with a mad scientist who hadn't really been there before, but they added a mad scientist for some reason. Which is strange. I would have thought Lieutenant Stone should have been involved, but whatever. But yeah, and then eventually, there was actual proper ending to Power Rangers, where it turns out that Zordon's tube contained all the good in the universe. And if you just hit it with an axe, all the good would leak out and literally all evil would be eliminated.
I feel like he could have done that
he
before.
He definitely could have done that earlier.
If he was going to sacrifice himself at all, he could have done
that without ruining a lot of teenagers' lives. Alpha, Rita's escaped. Go get a hammer. That's all he needed to do. Literally, the moment Rita got out to that dumpster on the moon, just tell Alpha 5 to go and get a sledgehammer, and that's it. Literally, all evil is eliminated. My favourite thing is, of course, when evil being eliminated took so many interesting forms. Which was, like, you know, some evil when they were hit by the wave of good Z energy out of Zordon's tube. Just, like, turned into sand, and it was like flipping, like, Thanos, but if you had no budget. That's fine. Some evil, however, was simply modified into good. Which is what happened to Rita and Zed. They were both transformed into yuppies who were wearing really nice cardigans. And it's like, okay, that's interesting. Some evil just gets converted into like middle class people. Wearing cardigans. Some evil get it's like, Zordon, how does your energy wave determine who gets literally disintegrated into sand versus who gets converted into nice middle class people who get to go and live on their life, and depending on whether you accept it as canon or not, then go on to be good guys in Wild Force. So that was a thing. That was a thing. No one knows what happened to Goldar. What happened to Goldar was very confusing. I'm not sure we saw Goldar get turned into just a middle class guy who got to go on living, or if he got turned into sand. I'm not sure he was really. I'm not sure we actually saw what happened to Goldar in Countdown to Destruction. But he got resurrected many years down the line in like one of the subsequent series when Lord Zed returned, I think. So yeah. It's fascinating. But then after that, of course, then they started to come up with answers every series because they didn't want a continuity of villains. Villains were generally dealt with, and some villains got redeemed, and some villains just learned the power of friendship, which was the end of Time Force. Okay, maybe I shouldn't be evil. Maybe killing people is bad.
Yeah, I think they could have thought about it beforehand.
Well, he didn't realise until he realised he had a daughter, and his daughter had emotions and shit. Like, as much as I love Ninja Storm, I will never particularly enjoy Ninja Storm's ending. Which was basically just, oh, what was his name? What's the villain in Ninja Storm's name? Lothar. It's Lothar, right? Yeah, I think it's Lothar. Lothar, who basically, I thought Goldar married Scorpina. Really? Possibly. That's interesting. Yeah, I think, wait, what was I saying before I got distracted by Goldar potentially marrying the hot, sexy scorpion woman? Because if so, he did well. Yes, Lothar. Lothar had, I think, possibly the worst ending to a villain, which is having broken into the Ninja Command Center and smashed all their shit up. So as a result, they couldn't transform into Power Rangers anymore. He decided to confront them while standing next to a giant bottomless pit of evil and taunt them, saying, "You can't do anything to me. You don't have powers anymore." Apparently forgetting that this entire time, they did still have powers. Because he took away their ability to morph into Power Rangers, but they still had their civilian powers, the elemental powers of earth, wind, and water, which was a thing that they'd had all along. So as a result of that, he just sort of forgot. It was like, ha ha ha, I've taken your power away from you, you can't do anything to me, which point the Power Ranger said, well, actually, we do still have power. Zappy, zappy, zap, and that pushed him into the pit. It's like, oh, that was... If only you'd done this gloating speech literally anywhere other than next to the bottomless pit of evil, Lothar. Because then they could have just got back up again, given you could clearly beat them all hand to hand. But you just had to say, ha ha ha, you don't have any power, do you, Power Rangers? You had to say that right next to the bottomless pit of evil. And then be reminded by the Power Rangers, actually, we do still have power, you didn't take it all away. You stupid loser. That was incredible. That was a truly, truly amazing ending to Power Rangers Ninja Storm. Right there. Absolutely incredible that he just kind of forgot the power. Danny just kind of forgot about the Power Rangers still having power. That was good. That was truly excellent, truly exceptional. Right there. Oh dear. Thank you very much to Mark, who gave us $5. Said donation to the Let Claire Takeover Fund. We have, and I think we can all agree the result is more professional looking. Maybe not as fun as my crocodile thought.
Well, no, but it's not trying to be.
Basically, right now, am I actually, just to be clear, because obviously, Claire, you are a salaried employee, are you currently being paid to play Tiny Glade?
Yes.
Wow. Wow.
It's a pretty good job.
It's a pretty good deal for you tonight. Pretty good deal for Claire this evening. Given if Claire had finished her work, she'd just be playing Tiny Glade anyway, probably.
Yes.
So Claire's got a good deal tonight. She's got a good thing going on.
Tiny Glade, like, sat on the sofa and sat on the floor in the living room with like a not very good like back support and stuff. Plus, I wouldn't get to build like within, you know, the pretty great. Like, I wouldn't get to build in the shade of a magnificent alligator.
Oh dear. But yeah, I love Time Force. Time Force has got so much good stuff going on in it. Time Force has got some wonderful characters. Time Force has got some really dumb good ideas. Time Force has actually got some time travel shenanigans where the future changes a bit, but that doesn't change enough and do change it more, etc, 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 which is delightful. Time Force was great. Plus, I had the really, really fun, dumb, like, it had one of my favourite Ranger introductions, which is... So they're Time Rangers, right? Mm-hmm. Time Force.
Yeah.
So they come from the future, but a villain escapes from prison and flees into the past. So they've got to go after him, because otherwise he's going to mess up the future, isn't he?
Sure,
So they go after him. But on his way out, he kills one of the Rangers.
Yeah.
So there's only 4 of them. So they travel back in time to follow him. When they try and fight him, their morphers don't work.
Yeah.
Because they're a set.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So they have to go and find his ancestor, who I think was played by the same actor, or someone who looked very... I can't remember if it was the same actor or someone who looked very similar. I would need to be reminded on that. But they have to go and find, like, his ancestors. They've got literally someone, and the Pink Ranger, who is the leader of that team, was also in a relationship with that guy, and now has to work alongside someone who looks very similar to, like, her dead husband. And is the ancestor. And then, because they mess with the past, like, her dead husband isn't dead anymore, I think, in the future. After she started getting close to his ancestor. There's shit, like, shit gets soap opera in Time Force. It's great. Absolutely, absolutely fantastic. Then, oh, dear. That's true. Lois just brought up a wonderful thing about Power Rangers, which is sometimes you had the most wonderful blend of thing blatantly where the wrong thing is fighting the wrong thing, where tonally the enemy feels completely wrong. Where, like, you know, Lightspeed is a bunch of, like, basically first responders where they've got guns and they're, like, you know, driving around in big police cars and ambulances and fire engines.
Yeah.
But they're fighting demons. It's like, I don't know, man. I feel like calling Mystic Force for that. Like, this, like, Zeo can fight demons absolutely fine, 100%. But sometimes you had really weird ones, like, you know, the Power Rangers' powers were very mundane. But what they were fighting was very fantastical. Or the opposite, where the Zeo Rangers were very magical, but they were just fighting a bunch of rogue AI robot things. Like, you know, sometimes I feel like it didn't work. Like, one of the best things about RPM was it was actually tonally consistent in that regard. And RPM was great, because they would take on a rogue AI, and, like, the story was basically, hey, this AI keeps getting smarter and better. Like, every time we fight it, it's going to be sending tougher and tougher shitters, and it's going to be a tougher and tougher fight. So we've got to keep innovating too, which is why they were constantly having to acquire new Rangers, acquire new weapons, acquire new Zords, which also conveniently is a very good way of selling more toys. But, like, you know, at least it made sense. You kind of, in RPM, you got a sense there is an ongoing escalating threat that eventually the Power Rangers need to find a permanent solution to. They can't just fight off the monster of the week, which you didn't always get with early Power Rangers, where it was just, you know what, you've got a villain, they're doing a thing, one a week, and that's it.
They're doing a villain thing.
But RPM felt like there was an actual escalating threat, which was really, really, really good. And, like, sometimes you got, like, one of my favourite moments, was this in Zeo? Was it Zeo? I'm trying to remember what series this is. I think it was in Zeo. Yeah, it must have been in Zeo. There was a Zeo where Rita had, like, she got given a really, really more powerful staff to make more powerful monsters. And she zapped a purse by mistake. She wasn't aiming for it. She zapped, I think it was Cat's bag, a little kind of like tote bag thing, and it turned into a bag monster.
Lovely.
And the bag monster basically beat the Power Rangers because her staff was more powerful. It successfully beat the shit out of the Power Rangers, sucked all their weapons up because it was a bag, and then took over one of the Megazords. It's like, okay, this bag monster is getting the job done. Which was kind of amazing. They managed to beat it in the end, but then Rita's more powerful staff never got brought up again. It's like, I'd keep using that staff. I'd aim that at something better than a bag next time. Like, you pointed that thing at a random bag, and it basically beat the Power Rangers. Like, I'd point that thing next at, like, a pair of scissors or a gun. I'd say, get me a naval cannon, and I will zap it with that staff, and bloody hell, we are gonna destroy those Power Rangers. Just be careful we don't, like, shoot Zordon, because, like, his Z-Wave will turn me into a nice middle class lady or something. I wonder if Rita knew that was the thing that would happen if you broke Zordon's tube. Because the funny thing is, it's not even the first time Zordon's tube broke. Because they broke... Ivan Ooze broke Zordon's tube in the Power Rangers movie. And that didn't release a wave of Z energy that destroyed all the evil in the world. So, okay, I guess we've got a bit of a plot hole there, don't we? Oh no, Power Rangers! Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh no, Power Rangers continuity. Power Rangers continuity errors. That was supposed to be to the tune of Dino Charge, but it doesn't really fit.
You having fun?
Yes.
Good.
Very much so. Also, I have another question about Power Rangers. Could Cat still turn into a cat after she stopped being evil? Because, just to be clear, Cat was originally an evil pink, like, Ranger spy who was working for Rita, who was, like, designed to seduce Tommy and lure him into the dark dimension, and she was evil, and, like, she could turn into a cat. But then she just stopped being evil and decided to be a Power Ranger. Could she still turn into a cat? Did she stop doing that when she stopped being evil? Did she tell the other Rangers she was a cat? She was briefly the pet cat of one of the other Rangers. That's how she infiltrated one of the other Rangers' homes. She was a dog. Like, did she ever tell, like, whichever one it was it Aisha or Tanya? Did she ever say to Aisha or Tanya, hey, just FYI, that cat you used to have that went missing? That was me while I was evil.
Amazing.
Your cat was actually me? Like... Could Cat still turn into a cat if she wanted to? Was that a power she maintained? I'd like an answer to this question. Because, you know, it never gets brought up again. Never gets brought up. Like, Cat could turn into a cat. Then she couldn't. But could she? Did she just choose not to? But could she, like, you know, if, like, you know, her and Tommy, assuming they got together, which it seems to be implied they did, later, like, you know, later in life, if they, like, you know, went out but, like, locked their keys in, and you know, rather than calling a locksmith, they go, oh, fine. Did she just turn into a cat, like, hop up to a roof, then, like, slide down the chimney in order to then turn back into cat inside so she could open the door again?
I thought you were going to somewhere a lot less wholesome than this, by the way.
What?
I thought you were like, she and Tommy, when they got together, this is like, you know, does she want to turn into a cat for bow chicka bow wow?
Why the fuck would you turn into a small domesticated cat for sex?
I don't know.
Weirdo. Why would that be where your mind would go with this as opposed to a useful way to get through small spaces? What is wrong with you?
Because people have been sexualizing cats forever, like, you know, Catwoman and stuff.
Yeah, but she wasn't like a cat girl. She turned into a domesticated cat.
Okay, well, see, that I didn't know that.
That was just a cat. It wasn't just like she grew some ears. That would have been a terrible disguise. If an Australian woman just with some cat ears just showed up outside Aisha's house, like, meow, meow, meow. Well, she said meow, she must be a cat. In you come.
Oh, my God.
Also, how did Aisha join Space Patrol Alpha? Or was it Tanya? No, it was Tanya. Why was Tanya in Space Patrol Alpha? Because when we met up with Adam and Tanya in the Power Rangers Reunited thing on Netflix, Tanya and Adam were both in Space Patrol, or SPA, presumably Space Patrol Alpha, the predecessor of Space Patrol Delta. How is Tanya there? Because Tanya, we left her in the past. Like, we did leave her in the past in Africa. Alright, she traded with Aisha because they wanted to trade out the actress. Don't ask questions about, you know, temporal causality or what language everybody speaks. It's all fine. But how did she join Space Patrol Alpha? We left her in the past! Did someone go and get her? Yeah, fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. These are big questions I have. Very big questions. And what happened to the Zeo crystal? Alright? Why does no one use the Zeo powers again going forward? Because they can. Alright? During the second Power Rangers movie, Turbo a Power Rangers movie, before, you know, Kat literally tried to morph into her Zeo form while she was falling down a waterfall. Alright? It's alright, the Zeo powers were never destroyed. They just said, fuck it, we're going to go over to Turbo because we feel like it. Bad idea. But no one ever brings up the Zeo crystal again, despite the fact it's an exponentially more powerful infinite energy crystal. I feel like someone should have mentioned the Zeo crystal in future. It's kind of important, actually. John ranting about Power Rangers is strangely comforting. I'm glad.
I think that's what we were aiming for, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh dear, just showed up. How long has the Power Rangers discussion been going on and how did we get here? Power Rangers Turbo is so bad. The only episode I'll forgive it is the one where they take on the Italian pizza monster. Where he puts them in a microwave. Where he basically sprays them with cheese to stick them to the ground because he's a pizza monster, and then he puts them in a microwave to cook them. Because that's officially silly enough, I'm willing to accept it.
It feels like he should put them in, like, say, a hot pizza oven.
No, it was definitely a microwave. It looked like a microwave.
You know, pizza ovens are very, very hot, so that would make sense.
However, if you've not seen Power Rangers Turbo or Red Power Rangers at all, however stupid you imagine a monster that's basically just Italian pizza monster looking, it's stupider than that. And in addition, that episode also contains the excellent quote that Craig just brought up: the evil pizzas were no match for a simple stoplight. That's true. That is it's true. The evil pizzas were no match for a simple stoplight because he used his evil pizzas to take control of some cars that were like sort of sentient, but then a stoplight stopped them because cars can't go for a red light.
Oh, so of course, you know,
because that defeated
evildoers would never run red.
Exactly, so that defeated the evil pizza. It's
God, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it's fine. It was like Turbo was terrible, but at least it did have. At least it had that. At least it had the Italian pizza monster, who was truly excellent. Oh dear. Oh, marvellous. Thank you very much to Juliana, who's been a member for 35 months. And let us know, always stay loving and wholesome, no matter who's running the show. You can build a good world around you and yours. Maybe not a huge crocodile, though. And just watch me. That's a very positive message today. For anyone who's feeling a bit run down, I think.
Yes.
Stay loving, stay wholesome, build a good world around you and yours. I think that's a very good message right there. And thank you. Oh, hang on. I skipped forward by mistake. Sorry. I've fallen behind somehow. Weird. How to do that? That's weird.
I love that. Even though you're the one reading the super chats, you won't let yourself read the super chats.
That's true.
It's like some things don't change, you know?
Yeah. Thank you very much to Alex, who gave us £5. Then John's Claire impression reminds me, my partner and I have taken saying, yes, indeed, the way that Claire does at least daily. Excellent. I greatly approve of that. Oh,
I mean, I say it mostly in the live streams when John finally lets me talk, so...
Thank you to Wobu, who gave us £2, said, speaking of charity, will you do Fallout of Hope? And I did contribute to Fallout of Hope this year, just in a slightly obscure way, which is obviously Fallout of Hope did the big post Fallout Day show thing, and a whole bunch of people contributed a whole bunch of like little mini sketches to that, and I contributed one to that, which is the very short sketch I released, like, what was it, last Monday, the Monday before that, like
yeah, the
a couple
one
of weeks
in
back.
which you made them officially acknowledge the Brotherhood of Steel.
Yeah, exactly. So that's when I contributed to that, and then when I shared that, of course, I just kind of made sure to put as like a pin top comment in the thing, like, hey, here's the ongoing campaign if you want to donate to it. So we kind of slightly more obscurely contributed to Fallout of Hope on this occasion. We may well do a charity stream at some point later this year. We haven't just decided.
We enjoy doing them. It's just that they
certain.
take a lot of, planning and everything.
Yes. Oh dear. Thank you very much to the magnificent Mobius member for 51. Says, hi John and Claire. I've been something nasty over the weekend, making me extremely sick. It's nice seeing walls. It's nice seeing walls that are supposed to be moving. That took me a second to pass that sentence. But yes, Claire, your buildings are really good.
Thank you.
You've actually made really pretty buildings. You should like tweet some of these at like, the flipping Twitter account of the people who made the game. I bet they'd really like this.
Thank you.
Just maybe like arrange the camera so they can't see my crocodile fall.
I was gonna say,
wow.
But what about the crocodile? They should see that. That's excellent.
Oh dear. Now Philip Martin raising an excellent point about power intake, getting back to the real business here, which is
the real meat and potatoes of this live stream.
Turbo was banned because it was based on a joke season of Super Sentai. Now, I think you can't just use that as an excuse, because RPM was also based on a very light-hearted, silly series with silly cars. Like, conceptually, RPM and Turbo had pretty similar source material to work with, but RPM made it work by sort of hanging a lampshade on it, and literally, at one point, having the raid say, hey, why do our cars have googly anime eyes on the front? Why do our Zords have googly anime eyes? And they literally had to acknowledge it, which I found quite delightful. So I think that's not an excuse for Turbo, because RPM had the same disadvantage and was fine. Didn't run into the same problem. So there we flipping go. Oh, a question for Claire. In fact, Claire, do you actually have like an original story for each of these houses as you build them?
A narrational story? Well, not really. It's more that...
do you know who lives here? Do you have an idea for who lives in that house you built?
I would say that this house, because... John said it was a pleb house, but it's still quite a nice house,
Yeah.
We've got 2 stories, we've got little additions, we've got a little veggie garden at the back. Obviously, they're not vegetables, we only have flowers, but, I kind of went for that. I would say this is probably someone who works at the big castle.
Yeah.
I don't know, I mean, obviously... Plenty of people who work at the castle will live in the castle, but
bearing in mind the castle is a ruin these days, it's definitely mostly collapsed. It was a ruin at the back intentionally.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
But so probably somebody.
Maybe someone who used to work at the castle before it collapsed.
Yeah, maybe like a steward or somebody like that who's fairly high up in plebbing.
Oh. I think, but I thought you said stewards in like the royal line of stewards. Like, okay, I wasn't thinking of a specific period of history or royal house to live in this crocodile fort, but sure, it could be the Stuarts.
Oh,
it could be James I. Sure, why not?
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
No. I meant like someone whose job it is to. Someone who's a PA to the king is what I meant.
Yeah.
Although I'm sure there's actual, and then, yes, this one is a stable.
It looks really good. I think you can read that as like...
John wanted a stable.
You can read that as like, stable, like a coach house perhaps.
Yeah, well, I discovered that some of the windows that you place will give you a hay bale, so...
Nice.
If it was just my time and I was not trying to entertain people, I would probably spend a fair amount of time trying to make a hay bale appear around here.
The book 778 has said that house is gorgeous. You are getting compliments for your house.
Thank you. And this one is the inn, so I made a big, kind of plaza thing. And I'm very glad that the chair spawned. I think that's quite cute.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Ooh, and I want to make the... I wanted to change the color of the pennants. There we go. So I had red and pink. I had purple and pink. I'm gonna go red, and I'm just gonna carry the pennants around, because the cool thing is, if you have two big pennants,
they alternate the colors in between them.
Then they alternate the color in between them. So
Super
I wanted to kind of like go through the colors and have like a little rainbow or something. I thought that'd be super cute.
Though it is nicer if you've got 4 than 3, because otherwise, if you've got 3, it's slightly awkward. It goes like red, pink, also pink.
I see what you mean.
Whereas if you've got 4, it actually alternates properly.
Right, that's fair.
There you go. I raised an actual sensible aesthetic objection.
Nice.
Yeah.
Problem is, it was clipping. So, you just have to change things around a tiny bit to make sure that, because it can't really go around the building right now because it's round.
So is this a new command center for Zordon? It is. Zordon did have some lovely round buildings. That's certainly true. Though I quite like that they really aggressively moved the location of the command center for the new Netflix Power Rangers. Like, traditionally it was very much Des-T, top of a hill, etc., etc. New Power Rangers was right down by the water. Like, Billy clearly just preferred beachfront property for where he wanted to have his new command center. Damn it, that was delightful. Oh, thank you very much to Major Wes Danson, member for 23 months, who said, hope the true herd is doing well. Couldn't sleep last night, so queued up Mass Effect Remastered playlist before I finally conked out. Any excuse to play more Mass Effect 1. Love Mass Effect 1. Abso-flipping-lutely. So, what is that? Okay, this is a random message from YouTube in the middle of the list I've got here. That's absolutely fine. Thank you very much to Adam, who gave us 99 cents and didn't leave a message, and...
That's because it doesn't let you leave a message under a quid, so we're sorry about that.
I'll try and keep an eye out. We'll see. It's me in charge, not Clad today, so we'll have to see. Thank you very much to Arch1v3. Gave us £5 and said, have you seen Mr. Villain's Day Off, a light anime riffing Power Rangers villains and the villain's day off loving pandas? I have not, but that sounds adorable. I may have to go and look at a little trailer for that, if nothing else. At some point in the future, that does sound very, very fun indeed.
There's no orange. How can I make... So when you make a rainbow, there's no orange for the pennants. My plan is foiled. I was gonna make a... Oh, and you can also change what's on the pennants, by the way, by just clicking them. I don't know if you had seen that, John.
I had not. Check something, because I swear there's a... Hang on.
That'll do. That looks orangey. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna need to start the rainbow like the other way around because stuff isn't working super well the way I want it to.
Oh dear, I'm trying to look something up here, but I'm being mistaken. Hang on. Claire, I need you to talk for a second because I'm looking something up.
Alright, sorry. Okay, so as you can see, I just wanted to make a rainbow banner. I just wanted to make a rainbow banner on the inn so that everybody knows they're welcome at the inn. Let's see. This purple isn't really reading, but whatever. Let's see. Maybe it's just the time of day. Maybe it's just too late in the day. There you go. I think that's reading a bit better as a proper nice rainbow. In any case, yeah, sometimes what I worry about is I'm just putting like there's just too many windows that are kind of the same and everything, so just trying to make sure I'm not doing too much of that. Though I think maybe I could have like this building could do with like a chimney. I haven't really played around with chimneys much, so there we go. In the back there, maybe? In the back there makes sense. Let's see what we've got for Let's see what we've got for chimney. Ooh, we don't have much for chimney, like, settings. Because, yeah, you can do a bigger one up from the ground floor there. But obviously it struggles a little bit because I've made, like, 5 different, you know, 5 different bits to the building. So let's not do that. Let's see what we want to do. Well, maybe shall we do a few windows in the tippy top of the, shall we do, yeah, there you go. I always like to do the little dormers that kind of break up the line of, you know, of the roof and all that. I think that's quite nice. They are difficult to kind of like center and everything. Especially if given that I've put 5, and that's not really, that's a bit difficult to kind of like move equally, but...
Here we go. I just wanted to make sure I had all the facts here before I shared this, because I feel like this is like some terrible secret I am burdened with, and occasionally, did I just invent that in my head? So, on YouTube, there is an extremely small, like, I say extremely small by the standards of YouTube, Power Rangers parody series that was made for basically no money, like 15 odd years ago, and features very early on in his career Randall Park, the same guy who's been in all sorts of big stuff, like he was in WandaVision recently and is now a fairly big star. But this is from 15 years ago. The video has only got like 50,000 views on it, and like less than 100 comments. Like, and Randall Park stars as one of the fake Power Rangers in this Power Rangers parody. It's called Megabot. The channel that produced it has 6,000 subscribers. The video itself, episode 1, has 50,000 views. That presumably went down as the series went on, logically. I'm not saying it's good, I'm not advocating for it or anything. I am aware of its existence. And I feel like if I know this, I want to share it. That weirdly there is just a 15-year-old Power Rangers parody that was made on no money that is starring someone who is now quite a big star. And like, barely anyone seems to have seen it. And I just feel like I need to share this knowledge with you. Dear flipping dear. So I don't know if maybe it's reposted somewhere else. Maybe it did slightly more views somewhere else, and this was just where they reposted it to their own channel, which was, yes, The Country Club. But as far as I can tell, it looks like nothing's on that channel but this Megabot series. Yep, just 10 videos. Yeah, most of it is just Megabot and a few other little skits. But I think this was just like a collection of skits featuring the same group that appears to just be Randall Park, much earlier in his career, just messing around with some friends, making a very cheap Power Rangers parody. And I feel like if I know that, other people should know it too. But every time I remember this, I always have to double check this on IMDb, like, did I just make that up? That feels like something that I just made up. I must have just made that up. So, but it turns out, no, I always have to double check, is that real? Yes, it was real. You can look that up. It's called Megabot. It's a little bit harder to find because of it. There's other things called Megabot at the same time. But it's just like, yeah, oh, Randall Park's just the Power Rangers parody that almost nobody watched. Which is delightful. I didn't recognise any of the others, but they may well be. Some of the others may have gone on to have careers. I do not recognise them. But as Claire will tell you, I have the most terrible face blindness.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm very bad at watching things because you can show me an actor in 2 separate things, and like, you know, they'll be doing a slightly different accent and be wearing a different hat, and I'll be like, I've no idea who that person is. Like I'm a sucker for actors, clearly, because I'll be just like, I've no idea who that person. John, that's David Tennant. Can't be David Tennant. He doesn't like David Tennant. That's because he's wearing a different jacket, John. Oh, you're right. That's not the jacket I expect David Tennant to be wearing. Who'd have thought it? I can't. I'm functionally face blind.
I wouldn't have said you would be as much as, like, say, David Tennant or somebody quite famous like that, but sure.
Well, I just felt, apparently, I felt to hear Tim Curry's very distinctive voice in Dragon Age. That was a complete mystery to me.
That's not the same as face
That's not face blindness. I'm also voice blind, too.
Which is embarrassing given your job or whatever.
I love this angle you've chosen with the giant crocodile in the background.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
That's wonderful. I just feel like, yeah, I'm functionally blind to recognizing people. Like, it's quite frankly a miracle I've not run up to the wrong person in a supermarket and said, "Hi, Claire," and given them a big kiss at one point. That's going to be my excuse.
Yeah.
Oh no, my face blindness.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, absolutely spectacular. We absolutely desperately 100% need to mod in Dragon Age Origins, where after you defeat Lord Howe, he says, "I'm going to escape to the one place not corrupted by capitalism." Space! And then just the character zooms off into the ceiling, and that's the end of Lord Howe. That. Someone made that mod for Dragon Age Origins. Just after you beat Lord Howe, he says he's going to space and then just zips off into the ceiling. Ideally accompanied by the Poochie going into space slide whistle sound effect. That would be great. Lord Howe died on the way back to his home planet. Job done. Spot on. Oh dear. Thank you very much to Major Wedge Johnson for another $5 who said, will we be seeing many a True Claire livestream of Stardew Valley, perhaps?
Oh, I've never played Stardew Valley.
I was about to say, it sounds like the sort of game you would enjoy, but I'm not sure you have actually. Do you want? By the way, would you like to whack us into night mode so we can see how the buildings look lit up? Because presumably they're all going to look quite nice lit up.
Well, let's just unpause this passage of time.
Oh, you're gonna tease us by letting it happen naturally. No, just whack it into night mode. Screw the foreplay. Let's get into this.
Sean.
Ooh, they're quite dim up top. I don't know why those ones are a bit dimmer at the very top there.
I'm not sure. No,
they're supposed to be. Or is it just the angle? Maybe.
I think it might be.
I think it was just the angle.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty good.
Oh, he looks like he's eating the end. Nom, 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 nom.
It's such a good, and I bet people are going to be really annoying about it. They're going to think it's a dragon fortress, but no, it's a crocodile fortress. It's better.
I'm in the wall.
Yeah. Lots of people are going to be like, "Oh my goodness, what a cool dragon." No, it's not a dragon, it's a crocodile. Possibly an alligator. I'm unclear on the difference between them.
I mean, they are both very cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite annoying that all the inside light is quite warm and lovely and the outside light is bright white and it doesn't match. Like, I'm pretty sure you can't put white light. Yeah, there you go. You can't put white light and you can change those lights. That must be
The exception to my voice and face blindness in all the videos, by the way, is exclusively for Garrus. Like, it's hilarious how you're just wandering around Fallout 4. I was like, "Hi, Garrus. Hi, Garrus." Oh, there's another Garrus over there. "Hi, Garrus." And then if you're, like, you have to take on the, when it comes to, like, murdering the railroad, you have to kill, like, 3 different Garruses. So,
like, but I love you.
I love Garrus. Why do I have to kill Garrus 3 different times? Oh, look, it's another Garrus over there. I just love how much Garrus is in Fallout 4. It's delightful how you just run into non-stop Garruses. Garai, I suppose. Oh, dear. It's delightful how much Garrus there is in Fallout 4. It's just truly wonderful. Thank you very much to Jake, member for 53 months. Said apparently I have one of these. I have a tea and cake, which I will share to listen to Job's fab rambling to acknowledge Claire's good building. Well, I'm definitely rambling and you are definitely building, so I feel like that's right, though. Oh, we do need some lamps in that stable.
Yeah, no,
so the horses don't, because the horses might be like Ted. They might be scared of the dog.
Oh, baby dog.
So we need some lamps so that
the horses. I can't believe you told the entire stream that Ted is scared of the. I mean, I'm sure we've told them before.
Ted is scared of the dark. He gets a bit scared when he's looking out into the night through the window.
Mostly, he's scared of what's might be in the
garden.
Like
literally, at some point, we may have to like buy like a set of like curtains or drapes. For like to cover these little patio doors we've got, purely for the sake of making sure Ted can't see outside at night, which is delightful. We might have to do that at some point. Welcome, Brian Black, a new channel member. Welcome to the Green Club. And thank you very much to Chitara, member for 73 months, sending hugs for all that want or need them. Happy Thursday. Wednesday. There we go.
Makes
so if
sense.
anyone feels that they need a hug, you are officially now got a hugger from Cheat there.
And here's the day where you're not insulting Cheat as well.
I was literally letting you do it because you're me tonight.
Oh, yeah,
so
no, but I love Cheat. So.
Well, that's no good at all, is it? Dear oh flipping dear.
Oh, sorry, I like our regulars.
Ted is sadly a bit of a cowardly dog. He's a bit of a coward dog, bless him.
I will put, instead of putting regular windows, which I think don't necessarily make the most sense, I will put murder windows.
Murder windows? Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Little murder holes.
These are called murder windows in French.
They've got a very similar in British, but my brain says murder holes, but that doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
But
And these ones aren't lit up properly because there's a building in the back.
Yeah, blocking it.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
But I just really like that you can do some, like, some stuff with them, some decorative stuff with them, like...
You guys are really fancy inn. Like, you've turned that inn into a 5-star hotel.
You said you needed it fancy because of the king's fancy guests.
I know, but I was thinking like there was going to be a fancy wing and a scruffy wing. You've turned that into like it's fancier than the king's palace. The king's.
Well, whose fault is that?
The king's just going to be like, fuck this.
Whose fault is that?
You know
John?
what? I think what's going on here is the reason the palace is falling to ruin is because the king was just like, fuck this shit. We're moving into that place. It's better. Someone's got to build a nicer castle just across the water.
That's a nicer way of saying it, that the king decided to move in there because it's nicer. Because in French history, when that kind of shit happens, somebody gets murdered so that the king can move into their house.
Oh, dear.
Oh.
Thank you very much to Phoebe Bland, who gave us £5. Said, hi, John and Claire. Very happy to catch a soft stream. I wanted to share that I'm finally starting my transition after 4 years of NHS meandering. So congratulations. I hope it all goes nice and smooth for you.
Yes, indeed.
And to Brian Black, who came in with another $20 and said, Ted is a good boy. He's literally doing a good
Best
boy
dog.
sit right now.
Oh, hello,
Perfect.
darling.
Tabby, do you want a bit of love and attention? Or do you want something in
a
particular? Hey, Ted, come over here. Yes. Come over here. Well,
He's confused because normally during the stream he gets pettings from me and we're sat in the wrong spot.
Yeah, we're
This
sitting
is
the wrong way
strange.
round. We're sitting the wrong way round. Hello.
Like on that ad on Channel 4 where they buy a lamp and the cord is too short and they figure out that the solution to the cord being too short on the lamp that they like is swapping sides of the bed after 9 years, even though that's a psychopathic thing to do. And you could just buy an extension cord!
If you're slightly confused right now, Claire has
Hi,
just
baby.
decided to basically make my rambling about Power Rangers look not nerdy, because what Claire is currently rambling and ranting about is the sponsored ad placements that exist before and after the commercial breaks during an episode of Location, a property show on Channel 4.
It's not just location.
And the
it's all
continuity
property
thereof.
things. It's all property things. What I'm saying is, John Lewis, a place which, by the way, sells power cords
Yeah.
and extension cords.
But yes, in one series of Location,
Just lowers my
Location,
IQ
they
whenever
were
I see it.
a couple was talking about how they couldn't buy a thing because it would mean because the electrical lead on it was short, they'd have to swap sides of the bed, which seemed crazy. And then the following series of Location, we cut to them in bed the other way round, which was truly shocking. And Claire's very angry about
No, but
this.
I've been angry about it since the first one, right?
Yeah. I was just
Because
delighted they came back.
Extension cord.
I was just delighted they came back and we got to learn more about this couple.
Anyway, do you want a new building? How you doing with super chats?
I think I'm not too far behind. But yes, maybe a small building. Let's see what could we try and improvise as a fake? As a
fake.
As like a little kind of like fake building that's not actually like just a house. It's something else that looks like a thing.
Pardon me. Dear oh dear.
Dear oh flipping.
Sorry, I've just been tired staying up with Ted when he's been scared about things.
Maybe a little fisherman's hut round the back with the water. Like, so it could be a house, but it's got to somehow have, like, I don't know, like a pier. You could extend the water out a bit if you wanted.
Yeah, I was thinking about extending the water.
You could extend the water out a bit, but somehow create the illusion of a fisherman's house that's got to have, like, a little pier or a jetty. Like a jetty or a pier of some description to create that illusion around the back. Like maybe the king's into fishing and like just in case just goes around the back.
Yeah, like it's winter house.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
He has a real good view of his future son-in-law's terrible.
You're being optimistic, suggesting that his daughter's going to get married to the rapscallion.
Love wins.
John the Scoundrel. John the Scoundrel and his badly built house.
Unfortunately, he's very charming. So.
Someone said, Anna just said not a jetty, a wharf. And now I'm confused what the difference is.
I don't know. I guess if you're me, you have to just Google
Maybe
it.
a jetty is for a boat being tied up on, but a wharf is what a human goes on.
But I don't know, but we don't have boats, so...
Yeah. Unless, you know what? No, Claire. No, I've changed my mind. That's what I want you to do.
Okay.
I want you to extend that water even further, and I want you to make a fake boat that's actually on the water. Like a riverboat.
No, I'm having to think about it. Like a narrowboat?
It could be any sort of boat of your choosing. It doesn't have to be big. It can be fairly small. But you have to create something that looks like a passable boat.
But much like a
this
Lego
is I've turned the relaxing stream into a challenge run. Oh no!
You've turned it into like a Lego Master thing where it's like, but how do I build that? Because that's kind of like very round and all I have is full of edges and stuff. Well, a riverboat is quite long and thin. If you could find a way. That's why I asked you to do a narrowboat.
Yeah, like a narrow boat.
The problem is a narrowboat is not going to fit like around here.
Well, as we've established, he's not a good king. Not a good king.
Maybe it's the ruins of the lake, and the lake once was bigger.
A jetty is more focused on controlling water or providing a dock for smaller vessels, while a wharf is a larger structure built for commercial shipping and port operations. We do have a confirmation there. Thank you, Rainmaker. So, okay. We've got plenty of space there to create your lovely long narrow. But it doesn't have to be that long. It can be fairly modest. See what you can do.
Well, I just wanted to get like a little bit of water on there. That's all.
Sad news from Jenny, who gave us £5, said, we lost Tiggy, but good news, we rescued 3 kittens, called Tommy, Roxy, and Cody. Aww.
Babies.
And my wife got her GRC today. Love to all MHA headquarters, so 3 new kittens.
3 new babies.
3 new babies.
How tiny are they, and how much chaos are they creating?
I'm going to guess very and very.
Yeah, no, that's a question for them.
Jenny, if you're still here, let us know the level of schmoll and the level of chaos. Thank you very much to the Longhoff member for 18 months. Said, thanks for making videos that keep a smile on my and many other faces in dark times, in good times, and in tiring times. There we go. That's the atmosphere we're going for today. That's what we want. That's the sort of positive message to take forward, gosh darn it. And to Fire9008, who gave us $10 and said, hi John and Claire, my birthday is Saturday and I want to say I love your content, can't wait to see your Games of the Year review this year, keep up the great work. I've not actually created or really thought about it yet. I very often do that quite last minute, where I just kind of go through every video I've made and add some on, because like sometimes like I literally just don't play a game that was like, a big deal. Like I'm not going to play Veilguard simply because I don't want to spoil to an Inquisition for myself. So I don't know whether Veilguard ought to be on the list or not in any capacity. That one's hard to say. So I've not come up with a plan yet. We might have to come up with something, yes, down the line. Like how this boat's going to be made out of stone, by the way.
Yeah, there's nothing else, and you asked me to make a boat.
Yeah.
So that's
good old
what we've got.
stone boat. Everyone loves a stone boat.
He's not a very good king, John.
Well, you could create a bit of an angle by, like, say, creating a square, then turning it sideways to create, like, a diamond, to create, like, a point at the front.
No, I was going to do that with a round tower at the front.
Oh, can you... Ah! Okay. That's yeah, that's good, yeah. Okay. So that's it. That's going to create, like, a good boaty shape immediately. Very good. Okay, I see. I see what we're doing. That's already looking more boaty than just a block in the water is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. What was I gonna do? I mean, should it have something at the? Should it have something at the back? I mean, because I don't really want it to be completely symmetrical.
Rainmaker, who seems to be an expert in all things nautical, also confirming some canal boats do have concrete hulls. Not sure if this is true or an elaborate naval joke, but they had a lot of confidence on the topic of, you know, wharfs versus things. Oh, we've got an answer from Jenny as well. Tommy, yes, they're 3 months older, very tiny for their age, however. Tommy is more chaos, British, short hair, but he's enormous even though he's only 5 months old. So it's Roxy and Cody who are the tiny ones. Tommy is a little bit older and a bit more chaotic and huge for 5. So there's one big one. And a couple of little,
so
very...
So there's a Xena.
Yeah, there's a little schmoles. Excellent. Thank you for confirming, Jenny.
Yeah, Xena is just a bit bigger than
oh, and it sounds like there's going to be pictures on Discord. Oh. So if you're on the MATN Discord, there may well be pictures. Oh, you know what? The flag's on the side. That's nice. You've got something good going on here. Then you just need like a little building on top to give the illusion of like a captain's cabin or something at the rear.
I'm having a think about how that would go because you can also do.
Do you not want wooden?
No, I'm thinking about that.
Okay.
I'm thinking about
I'm going to trust the process. I'm not going to interrupt because Claire knows what she's talking about here.
Ish.
Claire knows what she's talking about here. Excellent. Someone raising the excellent point that, yes, like oil rigs are basically just floating concrete towers. So, fair enough. I
don't think we wanted it to be quite an oil rig.
Boats are made of concrete, so it's very easy to shape, doesn't require as much skilled labour, and it's cheap. Okay. I'd personally go for a more expensive boat that's not made out of concrete, personally. Depends how deep the water I was going in was. If I was crossing the Atlantic, I wouldn't use concrete. Like, maybe for a nice little pleasure cruise, if I'm on there for 10 minutes, I might be willing to accept some concrete. We'd have to see. Or are you trying to sneak that on?
Well, yeah, but it's just not tall enough.
Ah, you're trying to make it tall enough to reach up. I see.
So that I could, like, have some impression of woodenness, but it is not tall enough. Yeah.
But could you not just use wooden crenellation settings for the actual building, given that's the roof of it?
I mean, yes, I could. I think that's why I started. Yes, that's why I started with this. Yeah,
that works.
Yeah, that does work. Let's see.
Yeah, that's what I thought your plan A was. I didn't think.
No, it was. I removed them. I think to place everything together.
Yeah, then you just need like a little building at the back as their captain's cabin. And I think you'll have something that works as a boat.
Yeah.
You've actually done a really good job.
Do you know what I'm going to use this for then? I think I have an idea to do. No.
If John was a boat, what would he be made from? Chocolate. I'm very ineffective as a boat, but Claire loves me.
Well, yes, that's
there true. We go. I'd be a very ineffective boat, but Claire loves me anyway.
You'd have to be made of like bacon or something, because you can't be something
that's just a pig. You're describing a pig.
No, a bacon boat. I was just saying that chocolate is toxic to Ted, and that's very unlike you.
Mm-hmm. Oh dear. Yeah, and yes, chocolate is for shoes, as Anna points out.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly.
And I also absolutely adore bacon, so I don't know how you could possibly take that as anything but a compliment.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Oh dear. Thank you very much to Oman Gaming, who gave us another $10 and said, finally found where you replied to me on Stellaris. I think trading with favors and cashing them to ship to other people's support, you could rig the galactic community faster. Probably, you know what, that's probably true. I find faffing around with favors tricky, and I find favors aren't really enough to get much done. So, fascinating. To get much done. Then again, actually, if you just had, like, literally nothing but, like, a roof, you could almost use it, pretend it was, like, a big awning for, like, a pleasure barge. That's kind of fun.
Like a sail?
No, like, just, like, if you had nothing but, like, just a long, curved roof there, and, like, treat it like it's, like, a giant awning. That's quite royal in a way.
I'm not sure we're talking about the same. We're thinking about the same thing.
Yeah, something like that. If you made that very flat, then just got rid of like the actual building, just had it like hovering above.
Yeah.
You'd still want the captain's cabin.
Like.
If it was like curved and quite flat curved.
Yeah, this is the flattest curve you can have.
Really?
Well, because this building is quite shallow.
And then you just get rid of the actual building and just leave the roof.
Like that?
Yeah, and then just raised up a bit.
Raise what up a bit?
The whole thing.
The whole boat?
I just want that, but I don't want the actual building underneath it. Is that possible, or?
What, like, this is possible?
Yeah, like that. Because then, like, it almost is supposed to be like it's a big material awning over the top. Yeah. Then, like, the king is in shade even when he's on the deck.
Again, I thought you were talking about something more akin to a riverboat than. Yeah.
And yeah, then it looks a bit like a Korean turtle ship. That's true, which is kind of cool.
A what now?
A Korean turtle ship.
Ooh. I'm not sure I know those.
It was just a thing in the 16th century, somewhere around there. Did very well against did very well in a variety of things. I'm sure we've watched a little extra history series at one point about the Korean Navy of the period with turtle boats.
We did, but
yes, that was famously turtle boats. So we've watched a little YouTube series on that topic. But yeah, whether it might be a bit too big with the amount of building that's left, I don't know. But yeah, if we could get rid of like all of the building and just have nothing but the roof, or is that not possible to strip out more than what you've got?
Do that.
That might be a bit much in that case, because yeah, otherwise there's too much building left. Admiral Yi, that was it. Yes, Admiral Yi. Thank you for the reminder.
Can I? Yeah, because I think the way that you could remove more building would be half building.
Yeah, I mean
that's just weird.
It looks okay from the side. It doesn't look right from the front or back. That's the problem. Yeah.
That you mean?
Yeah, it doesn't look right there. It looks okay from the side and above. I think get rid of it and just build a captain's cabin on the rear.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was an interesting idea. I'm not sure it quite worked. Thank you very much to Frank, a member for 17 months, and thank you for never failing to entertain and educate. Didn't expect to learn so much about Power Rangers in a Tiny Glade stream.
That's because you haven't met John before.
Exactly. Just always keen.
Always expect John to have opinions on Power Rangers.
I have very strong opinions on Power Rangers. I think it needs to be a bit thicker, because you've definitely got to be able to fit like a queen-size bed in there, because this is definitely where he does his like liaisons on his pleasure boats.
Oh yeah, the king, you mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's true. There should also be like a private balcony at the rear if he's having a drinks party at the front.
Yeah.
So yeah, there should be a little bit of private at the rear.
Well, I was just doing that so I could grab the flag and.
I think it should stay. There should be like, you have a drinks party at the front of the boat, private drinks party at the rear, and then his bed in his captain's cabin.
It's just that the flag is clipping, and I don't want the flag clipping.
For the Bow Chicka Bow Wow, but not with domesticated cats, you bloody weirdo, Claire. Because apparently that's the first.
I am not the only person who thought of that.
Because apparently when you say person turns into a cat, you immediately start thinking to have sex with for some weird. I'm not leaving you alone with Zena or Willow anymore.
Dear, oh dear. I'm not. Some people in the chat thought you were going, so that's what you were going to say.
Literally, to get into the house if you locked yourself out of it. Because cat. Dear, oh dear. Oh. I'll tell you what, I think you've done a good job with your little boat there.
Because, like, yeah, obviously that has, like, I'm okay with a step up at the front as well. What?
I think there's a little step up at the front of the place, but I'm fine with it. No, I think it looks fine. Because like you expect there to be like a slightly raised bit.
No, but I'm gonna fix the fact that this bit still is like, ooh, and you know what? Because it clips onto the other one.
Yeah.
It even goes.
I actually like that better. I think that's nice. Yeah, that's really nice. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. That's proper nice.
Good, eh?
Well done.
Thank you.
And
I think,
now, are there rocks? You can put rocks down, right?
Underneath, you mean?
Yeah.
I can put a path, and that'll create rocks.
I was about to say, I think we should have a whole bunch of rocks. He's crashed his boat. That's why it's here. He's just he's like crashed it into the shore.
I thought you were gonna say put rocks so that, like, say, you know, if you create.
No, I think it should be here because he's crashed his boat. That's why he doesn't use it much anymore. He like crashed it into the rocks here, and now it's stuck.
Oh, I would have put it a bit more akimbo if I'd known that was the story.
Well, I didn't know that. I make up the story as I go. There's never a story ahead of time.
No.
Yeah.
Alright, let's.
I use remove water is what you need. That's it. That's the ship.
Right there.
Actually, you know what? I like having a little bit more water behind it. We understand that there's, water. It's a little bit more water, but they can be close to those rocks. Because we understand there is there is rocks under the water. That gives the clear impression of rocks. But I think there should be a little bit more water there. That, I think, that's good. Now we've still got water. We've definitely got the impression that boat has run aground.
Yeah.
That is acceptable. I think
I just wanted it to have more of an actual rock shape and not look like the shape of the eraser, you know?
Yeah.
Now, a chimney.
Yeah.
On the boat, because presumably it's like, I don't know, steam or whatever.
Yeah, sure. That would create an illusion of steam power. Does that mean you can do anything to create a wheel, like a paddle steamer? Or is that beyond beyond what's possible?
You can. There are wheels that can show up when you put down like windows and stuff, but they are not like they're not.
Yeah.
And I need to lower that a tiny bit so that the door is actually ground level.
Nice. I think that there is a very nice boat. I'm liking the boat. I'm liking there is a tiny birdhouse there for my parrot on my nautical adventures.
Obviously.
And it's also a duck house. I just stick a duck in there occasionally. I like the fish. The fish are excellent. The behavior.
Oh, and a little bench.
Oh, a little bench.
See, that's the thing. Was sometimes it'll generate perfect little bits, and I love that. And
sometimes it's bits that don't quite make sense, but I love them anyway.
Yeah.
There we go. There's actually a royal barge. Should definitely take some photos and tweet that to Tiny Glade. I think they'd love this shit. It's lol.
I mean, it is so silly. It's delightful.
Oh, you could use that to like.
Sorry, what?
You could use that. What you're doing right now.
Yeah.
To like tie it up. Like have one of those. Have that's how it's tied to the. Like a line, a thing.
Yeah,
however,
I know what you mean.
Yeah, I don't know what the rope that make a boat be tied to land.
Wow, you're really.
I don't know what it's called.
So nautical, John.
Yeah. Yeah, you could use one of those to tie off the ship. Someone say that sounds like it's Rainmaker. They know nautical terms.
Yes, that's true.
It's possible that just as cat could turn into a cat, it's possible that Rainmaker can turn into a boat.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Is Rainmaker actually secretly a boat? Right here.
Conspiracy.
It's entirely possible. I'd say that. Sorry, I thought that was my lid. I forgot. I don't have a cable because I'm wearing fake headphones.
Playing with my cable.
I was playing with your cable because I forgot that I didn't actually have a cable to play with. A mooring rope, a moor line. Excellent, a mooring line. People getting it right there. Excellent.
That makes sense.
I choose to believe Rainmaker is actually secretly a boat. He can just turn into a boat to trick the Power Rangers. He just kind of goes to where the Power Rangers are, turns into a boat. I was like, oh, there's a boat here. Let's go on a ride. Oh no, we're in the dark dimension. How did this happen?
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Delightful.
Excellent. There we go. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's how we tie up the boat right there. That
With
boat is
bunting.
really legit looking.
With bunting.
Yeah. Well, it's basically just, a mooring line, but with fancy flags on it, because
Yeah.
the king's all fancy, and obviously it's all purple, because royal colours and whatnot.
Well, yes.
Yeah. I think this has been quite a success here, Claire.
Thank
I
you.
think you should be quite happy with this.
I am super happy with it.
There you go. You've been allowed just to get
Oh
paid
my
to play Tiny Glade today.
Yes, I'm also very happy with that aspect. of
Pretty good deal.
it, for sure. Let's see.
Can you change the wind direction in this game? Is that a thing
I
that you
don't
can
think
modify,
so.
or are the two sliders in the time thing? Are they just
No, they're just
one? Is one time? What's the other one? Because there's two.
direction of the sun.
Oh. Okay, so you can basically specify which where like in the hemisphere you are.
Well, I think you can specify if the yeah. Ooh, I forgot about this guy. Yeah.
Boat's looking damn good, John. I'm not sure why you're pointing you're pointing that at me. I had minimal. That genuinely looks pretty good. That actually looks like a good
I
boat.
believe you were like, make a boat. I was like, oh my god, John, what?
You made a good boat. You're good at it.
no,
You're good at this shit.
I know, this is great.
This is good shit right here. This is the good
We
shit.
have windows in the boat.
I think windows in the boat make sense. Yeah. Someone was suggesting if you dormers would flatten the roof somehow. I'm not sure if that's true, but someone was suggesting.
Flatten.
Maybe they just meant like that by creating a flatter top.
Yeah, but I'm not sure why we want a flatter top on the.
Oh, I assume that was a boat thing because people seem to know more about boats than me.
Yeah.
John is great at this game. Good job, John, etc. Yeah, love it.
Lovely.
Yeah, that's really good. I love our little boat. Loving
Yes.
our little boat there.
Murder windows.
Yeah, but given what the boat's for, it's actually more of a glory hole. Just put one at waist height going out onto the balcony.
Listen, it's a miniature nerd live stream building some place that people live. Some weird shit's gonna happen.
Not sure what you think waist height is, but okay.
Well, okay, but
Don't put a lantern there!
why?
Because that's really hot and someone might be pressed up against the glory hole. Goodness sake, Claire. Goodness sake.
Thought you were gonna say it's a boat, it's gonna burn. No, it's just...
Glory hole for mermaids. Purple's presumptuous, they're only a king, not an emperor. But that's possibly sure. I feel like someone who built a giant crocodile fort to themselves has definitely got some hubris going on.
Yeah.
Definitely got some hubris going on. Oh dear.
Dear, oh dear.
Right. And one last one. Ro gets in with £2, and that
Ro.
boat belongs in Skyrim. It has kind of got Skyrim architecture vibes. I'll give you. I think you're right, Ro.
Very nice.
So we go. Do you want to
Well,
do a
I'm
final
very
quick
happy
fly
with
through the
that.
town here?
Oh, shall we do? Shall we just come into town?
Yeah, that's just You know what? That's right. Go. Let's actually walk into town, and enjoy the best bits, my bits.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's say you're in the forest.
Yeah, you're coming through the forest.
Oh, that looks like a very inviting inn. I wonder who lives there. Must be a fancy person.
It's an inn.
no.
No one lives in an inn.
Yeah, the king does.
Actually,
He took
that's
over
true.
John.
That's true.
Oh,
Hey,
what?
Ted.
What? Oh, okay, this is too big. You can't from the ground.
You can't look up.
actually
Okay.
Look up. Lol.
We've
All
made
right.
the buildings are too big and fancy to be admired
Come
from
into
ground
town and-
level.
oh my god!
Look at that giant
alligator?
giant alligator.
Crocodile?
Hello,
Oh my
Ted.
goodness! Hi, Teddy Potato.
Hi, teddy bear.
Oh my god, its nostrils are aflame.
Yeah, people think it's a dragon, but that's incorrect. It's a crocodile.
Yeah.
Hey, Ted.
Hi, Teddy.
Hey, teddy bear. Yeah, I think we just need to. Unfortunately, we need to zoom out to get the full picture here. We can't see most of the detail from ground level,
Lol.
unfortunately.
Oh, there's a time of night where people turn off their lights because they're going to bed like responsible adults.
Yeah, fascinating.
Wild. Anyway,
The alligator looks awesome.
he does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Camera mode has a first person. Well,
Ah,
That's just very special, isn't it?
Then you can look around a bit more easily.
That's pretty cool.
Love my stupid alligator fort.
Yeah.
You were so skeptical about my alligator fort when I started building a dumb inverted pyramid, but look what it turned into. Alligator fort with angry eyes.
And then we have a little inn, nice and welcoming, that the king took over.
Yeah, the stable is lovely.
A couple of little towers. Lovely little stable there. And I don't know why. The horse is up, reading overnight with the lights on.
It might be scared of the dark.
Little house where somebody lives who works in the castle.
Yeah.
Or who works at the inn across the road. Do you know what? This inn, the old inn, ye olde inn, is where the king now lives.
Okay.
The innkeeper now lives in the house across the road.
Aww.
And so we have the king's magnificent,
albeit slightly ruined, condemned due to dubious architecture.
Alligator thingy. And then further condemned due to dubious architecture at the back of the lake is the king's old pleasure barge.
Yeah. You're forgetting my house, by the way. You've just skipped over my house there.
Well, okay, but you have to talk about your house.
No, you're doing the town. This is basically your stream at this point. You're doing the tour here.
So, since we're doing the tour here, we're going to go through the teeth of the alligator at the bottom. Just making sure that we know this is not a place to be messed with.
Yeah.
And going through a little archway there.
I mean, this is definitely ruined. It was intentionally designed to already be ruined.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to go underneath the alligator if I can. So, lovely house in the front.
But it has collapsed into the
back.
It's collapsed into the water at the rear.
Yes, indeed. And then we have the tower where the princess lives, and
also the
What is this?
And also the princess's
the princess's
twin sister Olga, who plays the trombone.
Oh yeah, and also hello. Oh, you can't do that in camera mode.
Can't do that in camera mode.
Yeah, and also the
house that John built.
The house that John built, the boyfriend's house, there is in fact a door.
Yeah.
The roofs aren't the same colour for some reason. There's no windows. It's just some steps up to the tower.
Yeah.
To go and see either the princess or her twin
either
sister
Claire or Olga.
Who plays the trombone. Oh yeah, sorry, I'm the princess.
Yes, you're my princess.
You're so sweet. You're just saying that because I was good at a video game.
No, that actually sounds weird for me to say, because typically I call the kittens princess. I call them princess. I call you princess. Because I'm not like you. I'm not a weird cat person who's into domestic cats like you clearly are.
Anyway, there's also the nice shade creating alligator there.
Yeah.
So you can go into the back of his brain, and then you can emerge through the top of his brain.
Yeah.
We have his lovely little steaming here horns, and then his eyes and eyebrows. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Little sunflower in the middle of his forehead as well, and then teeth and nostrils
nice
right
teeth.
down
Love
here.
it.
Top teeth, obviously. The bottom teeth are down there. And then, yes, indeed, a little ring of water all around everything, and the pleasure barge crashed into...
the king used to just enjoy driving it round and round and round in a circle, but eventually he took his eyes off the prize because he was too focused on some bow chicka bow wow in his cabin.
And her sister Rachel with an A.
And just crashed into the side, and now it's just stuck there forever.
That makes Claire John's queen, slay girl. Trombone Princess would be a good name for a band. Lol.
Excellent.
Oh dear. So there we go. That's us. That's our tiny glade.
So there we go. I think we are all caught up. So I think we're gonna wrap things up there. So just put us over to that.
This one?
Yeah. This will probably crash in a second, but it also auto-saves constantly, so that's absolutely fine. The game will probably crash in a second. It does not appreciate not being the top window. So we'll have... Then again, you could just... before it does, you could just go back into this and then just leave it like that. There we go. Hopefully that will stop it crashing at this point. So there we go. That's Tiny Glade. We just wanted to do, a nice, super chill stream. I think we did a super chill stream. I think clearly what you need when you play this game is me coming in and setting you challenges, because that's when you do that's when you do your best work, creating stables and boats and all sorts of other wacky stuff.
You were making fun of me the other day because I told you when I was editing Morrowind, at some point we went to a place which shall not be named.
Yeah.
We went to a specific place.
I'm not sure what she's talking about at the moment, but okay.
I thought that place is cute. And at some point you went into the local map, and I was like, oh, cool, it gives me a map of this town. So I took the map of the... I took a screen grab, and I'm
Claire's literally building one of the Morrowind's towns in Tiny Glade.
I mean, you know, not shot for shot the various houses, but I took, like, the shape of the houses to give me an idea. And I did, like, put down some of the flat stones to some of the flatten the building to make cobblestone streets and stuff.
Yeah. So yes.
And then John made so much fun of me when I told him what I was doing.
I did. And with due cause. That was fair. That was right for me to do. Ow.
I didn't touch you.
I just poke. Dear oh dear.
I didn't even.
Hello.
Hi, Ted.
Hey,
Hello.
Ted. Good boy.
Hey, Ted. Do you know how much the
Okay, I think Ted's decided
you?
he needs attention, so we're going to wrap things up there. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. And we've got... Yes, I don't even need to go into that. I know what's going on because, yes, tomorrow we should have Stellaris, unless that turns out to be even more ridiculous in work than we thought it was. So hopefully Stellaris will be tomorrow. Then, of course, we have got Morrowind. We've got Fallout London. We've got some settlements. Tell you lying on cables, dear oh flipping dear. We've got some settlements, all sorts of bits and pieces. So we've got all your usuals coming up over the coming few days, so hopefully something of that catches your fancy. And if it doesn't, we should be back to usual streaming on Thursday next week. Probably some more Elden Ring, if I had to guess, just because, yes, I've been enjoying some Elden Ring, and I would like to wrap up Shadow of the Erdtree at some point. So, yeah. Hopefully we see you next week, or maybe you'll find something you like in the meantime. But thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much to the Super Chat donators, and thank you to Ted for being a very, very patient boy while we just all pay attention to the computer. But yes, hopefully we'll see you next week, if not before. In the meantime, I've been John.
I've been Claire.
Sorry, I was trying to buy a dog there for a second. He licked my hand.
Oh, thank you for the
thank you for the kiss.
Ted.
I've been John.
I've been Claire.
But that's Ted. That's just licking my hand. I think the cats are pissed off somewhere. I don't know. It's been many a true nerd. And this has been the delightful and hopefully living up to the advertised levels of relaxing Tiny Glade. Thank you very much. And have fun.
Build a boat.